Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Lately we are playing on my Twitch channel quite a lot of Escape from Tarkov, so I thought I'll do a quick video on it. Well, not gonna be so quick, trying to explain the basics of this game, although that is easier said than done, because there is a lot coming to it when it comes to this game. When you buy this game, there are 4 different versions available. You have the Standard Edition, the Left Behind Edition, the Prepare for Escape Edition, and the Edge of Darkness Edition. You can find all that on the website. Prices go from 35, I think, for the Standard, up till 110 for the Edge of Darkness Edition. And that is exclusively without the tax. The tax depends on how you pay it, where you live, and all that kind of stuff. For instance, I'm living in Belgium. When I bought the Edge of Darkness edition, if I wanted to pay with PayPal, then it costed me $150, because then we had to pay the tax wherever PayPal is situated. If I paid with direct banking, then it came down to 135. So it depends a bit, and then it depends also on the taxes in your country. So it might be different for everybody, but those are like the base prices plus the tax that comes with it. The website, there we go, and also an explanation and what it is, more or less. It's an immersive shooter-looter survival game. That's a lot of words in one sentence, but that's sort of what it is. Some call it hardcore. Let's just call it immersive in a way. It is a shooter game. You can shoot AI, you can shoot other players. It is a looter game, definitely, because you need to loot a lot and you need to survive with that loot, and that's how you sort of make money in the game. When you come on here the first time, you have to create a character. You give it your name, whatever you want. I think 15 or 16 did at maximum. Let me check. 15 symbols you can use, and you can change your name. I don't know if there is a limit on it or not. Maybe you can change it once a week or once a month. That might be possible, but you can change your game name after a while if you want to. And then you have to choose a faction, I think. You either have the Bears or the USEC. You have some voice line that you can use in game. If you choose USEC, then they speak English. If you choose Bear, then they speak Russian. Other than that, you get a different starters kit as well. Since 12.9, that is where we are. 0.12.9, that's the edition we are playing. It starts with 0 because it's not officially released yet. It's a beta, but it's already a couple of years in beta, and that has to do with the fact that we have the map over here, and you have different maps which are available at the moment: customs, interchange, factory, woods, reserve, shoreline. Other maps, they are still in development. Terminal, lighthouse, town, and suburbs are still in development. Streets of Tarkov is almost ready, I think. So the idea of, in the end, is to make this one big map, I'm assuming. At the moment, it's all different maps that you can play on. So you create your character, you choose your faction. In my case, I've chosen Bear, and then you sort of come onto this screen. Some of these things here on the bottom might be logged out for you. The first thing you can do is on the right bottom of your screen, you will see little wheels here, and you can change your settings there. Game settings, you can change your name, the interface language, the language that you want in the menu, the menu background. You can choose it random, or you can select factory or woods, a certain map background if you want. The quick slots, these are things that you can sort of shortcut keys that you can use, and you can show them as well, or you can hide them. That is up to you. The same goes for your health and stamina bars and your health condition. And then some other stuff. Yeah, you can see what I have here. My FOV on 75. That's what I have. Graphics. These are the ones that I have. I'm playing on full screen, 1080. Texture quality high. I have it on high. You can put it on medium. You can high and texture streaming. You can put it on whatever you want. You have to play around a bit what works for you the best. Anti-aliasing I have on TAA. Resampling one time off, and all the rest is off. Sharpness, put it over here. 60 is the limit of the FPS in the lobby when you're on the menu and so. And in game it's 120. All these things here on the bottom I will uncheck if I was you, because that's only going to give you some sort of fragmentation on your screen or things like that. It's not ideal. You can put on the post FX. You can enable that if you want, and then you can change your brightness, make it a bit brighter. You can put that on 20 for instance. Works fine. Also here, things you have to play with. Brightness, saturation, clarity. You can play around with these things. How colorful do you want it? And these things, yeah, you can see the settings that I have here. And the sound similar. You have some interface volume that you can go up and down. Overall volume. The binaural sound I will check. Music on rate. Yeah, if you do videos and so, you know, right claims and DMCA and all that kind of stuff. I just usually put it on. It's only on the end of a rate though. The controls, yeah, also here you can put it. There's a lot to do. This is a game on PC, obviously. There's no way you can map all this on a controller. In general, I put it on the default. I haven't changed too much with it, except for to drop things, which is on the delete key, I think. I've changed that to the U key, if I can find it somewhere. It's more on the bottom here somewhere. And I've changed a few other things, like for instance to change the scope on a weapon. It was Alt right mouse click. That didn't work very well for me, so I put it on my A using an AZERTY keyboard, or the Q if you use a QWERTY keyboard. Lean right, lean left, I have not set because I'm not using that, because you also have a smooth lean right and lean left, and I'm using that from time to time. Other than that, I haven't changed much. Most of it is on default. Drop the backpack I have on E, and then you can change it here by either pressing it, single tap, you can double click, double tap, or you can hold it. You can use a key 3 times in a way, and then you save it, and then you're good to go. Then if you go, then you go back to the menu, if I'm not mistaken. Exit, of course, pretty self-explanatory. That is when you want to leave the game. You go to main menu and click on exit. Hideout trading will come to later, and then you click on your character, and then you sort of arrive over here. Here you have some tabs. The overall, the gear, the health, the skills, map, and tasks. Maps, it will say there are no maps in your inventory. That's already where the hardcore comes into play. There is no in-game map. It does not exist. You can buy some in-game maps from one of your traders, but they do not show that much. So what we mostly go by, and that is if you are familiar with this game and you want to get a bit more in depth in it, is the EFT wiki. There we go. That is a page you should bookmark, because you're gonna need it 1001 times. You can find basically everything about this game in that wiki. That's sort of like your very expanded tutorial. You can find everything there. That is made by players. It's up to date as much as possible. If there is a patch or so, it might take a few days before they change it. You voluntarily, players are doing that wiki, so you have to give them a bit of slack. You're probably gonna end up here, and it's gonna give you, might depend on the edition that you buy, but for me, I started with 500,000 rubles, 500 euros, and $1,000, I think. Those are the 3 currencies in the game. Mostly we use rubles, though. And then you see 3 things in a way. You see on the left your guy, your man that you're running around with, and in the middle the things that you carry with you. You can put on a tactical rig, a backpack, and then here you have your gamma container. This is more or less your secure container. No matter if you die or not in a raid, whatever you have in here comes out of the raid. So that if you find some valuable items or so, you can put them in here. They will, no matter if you die or not, they will come out. Also here is depending on the edition that you buy. If you buy a standard edition, you get an alpha container, and then you get it 2x2, so 4 slots only. If you buy, I think the prepared from Escape, you get a beta container, which is 2x3, then you have 6 slots. You can do some quests and things like that, and then you can get an Epsilon container, which is 2x4, but that is for later. Or you can buy the Edge of Darkness edition, and then you get a Gamma container, which is 3x3. So then you have 9 spots where you can put things in. You can do a bunch of quests or tasks in the game. I think there are over 200 or so. And you do not need to do all of them, but at least a majority of them. And then you can also get a Kappa container, which is 3x4, and that will give you 12 slots. Now that is your guy. Then you have the character over here on the bottom. You have the dealers. And these are your traders. These are people that you can do business with, especially in the beginning of the game. It's the only thing you have to buy stuff from and sell stuff. If we click, for instance, on Propor here, the first one, level 1, and then you can see this is level 1 for him. You can buy some bullets, you can buy some weapon mods, you can buy some weapons itself. Either buy them or trade them. In this case, this gun here, 28,000, you can buy it. Or this game, this gun, it says 3 here. If you click it, it wants 3 tushonka, whatever that is, some stew or some tunan or something. If you find 3 of these little things here, you can trade it in, hand it over to him, and then he will give you this weapon. That's another way of either you buy them or you trade them. Each of these traders has 4 levels, and you need to upgrade them. You can do that by playing the game, by doing business with them, selling and buying, or by doing tasks. If you look on the bottom here, you have buy, you have sell. You can sell some stuff to them, and then you also do business with them, or you can do some tasks. The first one you have to do with him is debut, I think. That's the first task you have to do. You have to kill 5 scavs on customs. It's one of the maps, and the scavs or the scavengers is the AI. So you have to kill 5 of the AI soldiers, and then that is checkmarked, and then you also need to hand over 2 shotguns. It just says hands over, so that means if you find one of those shotguns, you can just hand it over. Or I think you can even buy it from one of the other traders who is selling it, and then buy it from him and then hand it over to him here. But many of the scavengers are running around with these shotguns in the beginning. There's a bit of RNG involved, I've noticed. So that is one way of doing it. Once you have that completed, you click on complete, and then you will get some XP for it, which makes you level up. You will trader level with this guy goes up 0.08. He gives you a pistol, some magazines, some rubles, and it will unlock the Kalashnikov AKS-74U. So that thing is locked with him. If you complete this quest, then it will be unlocked, and you can actually buy that gun from him. And then the next one will show up, which is checking. Then you can activate that, and then you need to gives you an explanation what you need to do in case you do not find immediately. Like here it says optional, find the key from the tank truck. That of course is that tank truck. That is where the pocket watch is in. So you need to find the key to that truck first. It says optional. It is optional in such a way because it might be that another player has the key and he's doing that quest as well. You see somebody opening that truck if you know where it is. Those are all things that you can find on the wiki, obviously. That's what happened to me a couple of times as well. I had the key, I went to open the door, I got shot because there were some people arriving there or camping that truck, and they shot me before I even got the pocket watch. And then they can take the pocket watch and they can complete their quest that way. That's why the key is optional, but it's easier if once you have the key, put it in your secure container and you're good to go. And then you complete that, and then the next one will be activated, and it goes on like that. Services not available with this one. That is Prepor. So it's with guns and bullets and stuff like that. Therapist, she sells you food and drinks and medication. Also here, level 1, not that much. How do you need to get to level 2 is you need to be level 13. Your trader mark needs to be 0.15, and you need to spend 400,000 rubles with her, either buy or sell. As you can see, I have 0.63 with her, so that's fine. I have spent 1.4 million rubles with her, that's also fine. So the only thing I need now is level 13. I'm level 11 at the moment, so 2 more levels, and she will be on level 2, and then I can buy some more stuff from her. The idea is to get all the traders on level 4. I believe you need to be level 40 to be able to do that. Also here, you can sell to her as well, or tasks as well. Let me have a look. Yeah, this is the first one, shortage. You had to hand over 3 of these Salewa things. Either you have to find it in raid, so it's not like you can buy it from one of the others and hand it over to him, like with the gun on Prepor. With her, it needs to be found in raid, so that you need to find it on the map, and then bring it out, survive, and then you can hand them over. Or you can craft them in your hideout. We'll come to that in a second. And then you hand them over to her, complete it, and then the next one, you need to find a gas analyzer and things like that. Always tasks that you can do. There's always something to do. You get reputation, you get a trader mark that will go up, you get some reward, some money, and it will also unlock something that you can buy from her, which might be locked in the beginning when you arrive. Those quests, yeah, always something to do, and yeah, it's similar with the other ones. Fence doesn't have, only at the end he will have some tasks to do. Skier, I think the tasks unlock when you are level 10. That's why I only have 2, as you can see. We had to hand over, you can read what you need to, a TAS shotgun he needed. So we handed it over. It needs to be found in raid. And some body armor, shitty white ones, is the 3M white body armor. You can find it on the map. Some of the scaps are carrying it, or you can just find it here or there, spawning in on a certain place, and you can loot it. Bring it out if you survive, hand it over to him, and that will be completed, and then the next one will unlock. We need to find some hidden valuable cargo. We need to find a body which has the key to a certain place which you can unlock, and then also here, always the similarity. And that goes with all these traders. Let's see, this one doesn't have any tasks at the moment. Mechanic has one available from the beginning, I think. Introduction. You need to find Jaeger's camp, which is on the woods map. You need to find a message from Jaeger. It's a piece of paper on the ground. You need to pick it up. Extract. You need to extract. You need to survive. If you don't survive, if you get shot on your way out, then you need to do it again. You need to extract. And then hand it over. And if you hand over that message to a mechanic, then you unlock Jaeger as well. And when you would start playing this game, this guy is locked, so you have to unlock it. And Ragman, I think you need to be level 15. Yeah, level 15 before he starts giving you tasks. If you go back to your character, you can always click on tasks, and then you get an overview of all of them. If you need to hand over something to them, you need to go to the specific trader which you do by clicking on the dealer here, then tasks and hand them over. But if you want an overview, this menu you can also watch in-game while you are playing. That's sort of the quests explained and the traders explained. If you go to hideout, that's sort of your personal place, and that has different stations, as you can see. You have a rest space, you have a heating, you have a med station, nutrition area, a water collector, a generator, vents, security, stash. My stash is on level 4 because I bought the Edge of Darkness edition. If you buy the standard edition, this thing will be on level 1, and then you also need to upgrade it. Mine is on the maximum because I bought the highest edition available. Laboratory, workbench, intelligence center. You also have a shooting range, which I haven't unlocked yet. Where do you want to start with? You probably want to start with the med station. I think you can unlock it level 1 for I think 25,000 rubles, if I'm not mistaken. And then you can already make some medication. If you find one of these things, you can craft it, and you can start up the craft. It will take 21 minutes, and then you will have some medication. Or this one takes 32 minutes. It's a bit of a better medication. You can craft it so that you don't have to buy it or don't have to find it. Medication is quite important in this game. So you probably want to start with this thing. So you buy that for 25,000 rubles, but the problem is it will not work. Because you need electricity, and so to be able to unlock this, you also need your generator. And to unlock this, you need 100,000 rubles. So that's already 125,000 rubles that you're going to spend. And you cannot unlock the generator before you upgraded your security, which is over here. This is the cheapest one, I think. 20,000 rubles, I believe it is. So you upgrade your security for 20,000 rubles. That will unlock the generator. Then you can upgrade that for 100,000 rubles, and then for another 25. So 145,000 in total. You unlock security level 1, generator level 1, and med station level 1. Then you need to find some fuel, which you need to put in here so that the generator can run. Now, if we go to that med station, you will see I have enough things available to make any of this, but I cannot start any of them up. And that has to do with the fact that my generator is not on. Because if you put your generator on, then of course it costs you fuel. So if you put it on, you can turn it on over here. And now I can start the crafts if I want to. If I have one of these, I can click start, and then it starts producing, and in 21 minutes I will have 3 of those cheeses. Once you started it, you can put the generator back off, and then it will take a bit longer. I think it takes an hour longer for every 10 minutes. So a craft of 20 minutes will be 2 hours 20. A craft of 30 minutes will be 3 hours 30. But you save fuel by doing that. That is something you can do. For instance, if you go offline and overnight you can craft stuff. The next day you come back, you will have things ready. And yeah, you want to do that the same with the rest. You want to upgrade your hideout as soon as possible because, for instance, in the laboratory, there are things that you can make which are quite important. I have my laboratory on level 2 now, which means I have more crafts available. Every time you upgrade one thing, it comes with certain requirements. You need to find some materials, you need to pay sometimes, or you need to have one of the other things upgraded, one of the other stations before you can do certain things. Laboratory I have on level 2 at the moment. You can, for instance, make a magazine case. That's what I did. I made a magazine case 3 times, and then I had 3 available over here with some other stuff, and then I could make a lucky junk box. There's a lot of junk that you find on the map, but you need it for quests, for your hideout, to upgrade your hideout and things like that, or for crafts that you are doing in the hideout. So you can use one of these boxes because, yeah, if you go back to your character, you have all this stuff sitting here, as you can see. And yeah, before you know it, your inventory is full. So these boxes all over the place, you have many available, but it's hard to get them by. So for instance, this one is 2x2. It's only a 4 slot, but if you double click on it, it opens up, and it's a 7x7 inside. So you can put all the bullets and stuff you can put in here. This is an ammo box, for instance. And here is that lucky scav box that I crafted. It's 4x4, so it takes 16 slots. But if I open that thing, it's 14x14. 196 of these things that you can put in there. And then it only takes 16 slots in your inventory. So these are things you need to take in consideration. If you can get your hands on those boxes, try to get out of the... sometimes you can find it in certain high loot areas, like a marked room or so. You can find these boxes. Yeah, if you find that, loot it and sort of sprint to the exit so that you have those boxes. You can also buy it on the market. This thing here, 2 million at the moment, I think it is going. That's sort of your first goal in the game, is to try to reach level 10. If you reach level 10, you have the flea market available. And the flea market is a market not between you and traders, but between players amongst each other. And so there's a lot of stuff that you can find on the map. So if I, for instance, look here for the scav lockbox thing there that I crafted, the lucky scav junk box, there you go. 1.9 million rubles people are selling it for. So yeah, if you have enough rubles, you made enough money in this game, then you can always buy it from another player, and then you have one of those things available. Or you can make it in your hideout. Way cheaper. If you look at here in your lavatory level 2, you can make one of these lucky scav boxes. You need 3 of these cakes, 6 bolts, a scissor, and 3 magazines cases. The magazine cases you can make over here. So you find some bolts and you find some screw nuts. If you can't find the scissor, once you're level 10, you can always level 10. You can always buy these things on the market. What is the price for instance, for a scissor? You can always right-click it, filter by item, and then you can see they are selling it for 30,000-40,000. And then you need to try to buy it, which sometimes you need to be fast. There might be some bots going here and there, possibly, but you can always buy it for a bit more than you are sure that you're the first one to click on it. So yeah, this is like 40,000 rubles, and then you do the same for the other things. These bolts and screw nuts you can find on the map very easily. So you have to buy the scissors. Fuel you can find also if you know where to look for it. Or you can buy it for 40,000 selling them. But these are full. You can also buy some empty ones if people are selling it. It does not need to be full. You just need a fuel tank, more or less, to make that thing in your hideout. So the screw nuts and the bolts you can find. The fuel you can also find. If you don't find it, you can buy it. And the scissors is about 60,000. So let's say for about 100,000 rubles, you can make a magazine case. If you do that 3 times, that's going to cost you 300,000 rubles. And then you find some more bolts. You either find or buy the other things, and then you can make a lucky box. Way cheaper than buying in the box on the market for 2 million. Same for backpacks. If you find one of those fleeces and one of the ripstops, one of each makes you 2 backpacks, for instance. That is all things that you can do in. So you want to get your hideout upgraded as fast as possible. Most of these things go to level 3. Some of them will only have 1 level. There are a few more things like the shooting range and so that I still have to unlock. There is a Bitcoin farm at the end that you can, if you run that thing fully upgraded, I believe it gives you 3 Bitcoins a day, which is more or less worth 1.5 million rubles at the moment. So this thing, quite important, this hideout. What is also important is medication. If you look on the health, this is your health on your guy. if you go out on the map and some AI or some other player shoots you in the arm or something, you can always fix that by using some of the medication. Now, let me quickly see. Where are my pictures here? Medication. These are all kind of stimulants that you can use. Also this you can find if you do, I don't know if I have a command for it, I think I do. Let me first do the hideout. There we go, that's the hideout link. That will take you to the page of the hideout, and that will tell you everything that you need for all these levels on these different stations. So if you come across it on the map, keep it because you might need it. That's what, for instance, all that stuff is that I have there in my lucky box. The meds, I don't know. Let me check. Do I have a meds thing? Oh yeah, there you go. Medical. If you go to that page, you will find the stimulants, and you will also find the medical items. And it will also tell you what it exactly does. If you have a blacked out limb, you can only fix it with a CMS or a Surf 12 kit. Those are the only two that do it. CMS you can use 5 times, the Surf kit you can use 15 times. The Surf kit also fixtures the if you have a fracture, and the CMS does not. So that's the difference between those two. Then you have all kind of painkillers. They have a different amount of time that they last. Contusion is not something you have to worry about immediately, unless somebody shoots you in the helmet or something, and you get a contusion suddenly. It can happen. I had one yesterday, but it's like 5 or 6 days of playing. I think it's like the first time that I saw that symbol on my guy. But it will go away after a while, or you can use a golden star or an ibuprofen to fix that. And then, the rest you can see. I'm usually using the Grizzly, which sort of fixes everything. It fixes light bleeding, heavy bleeds. It fixes, removes fractures. It solves contusion. It gives you new health, and it sort of fixes everything. But it takes 4 slots. A Salewa takes 2 slots, and so on. You can find everything on that medical page when it comes to the healing, more or less. You can just do, this is for healing, for instance, but it only has 100 units. So if somebody, let's say, hits you in the arm and you lose 40 here, then you can, by dragging there, you can sort of fix it with this thing. But then you already lose 40 units out of the 100. You can use one of these IFAXs. They have 300 units. And it also does a bit more, I think. Yeah, it stops light bleeding as well. So that IFAX is sort of one of these healing things, and it stops light bleeds. So it also, you don't need a bandage. So this IFAC thing is like one of these cheeses and one of the bandage together. That's what an IFAC is. So that's sort of what you need. You need healing. You have this one. You have the IFAC, which has more units. You have the Salewa. Those are like the 3 which sort of heal things. But the Salewa also removes heavy bleeds and stuff like that. So that's where you can find it on the medical page, what everything does. The heavy bleeds is something new. I don't know if that's updated already on that page. But you need a tourniquet for heavy bleeds now. Before it was just a bleeding, and you could solve it with either a bandage or a armored bandage. Army bandage you can use 2 times. The normal bandage you can only use 1 time. That's sort of the difference between those two. And then you have a tourniquet, single use or 3 times use. You can always right click and inspect it in game as well. You can open 4 windows, so you can sort of put it next to each other and see what the difference is. This one takes 5 seconds to use, and it stops heavy bleeds. That's about it. This one only takes 3 seconds, and it also stops heavy bleeds, and you can use it 3 times. While this one you can only use 1 time. That's the difference between those two when it comes to heavy bleeds. You need some sort of painkiller. You have these things here. Or you have augmentin you can use, or you have ibuprofen, which you can use 12 times. That ibuprofen sort of is like an augmentin, but then you can use it 12 times. You have a Vaseline, which you can use 10 times. You have a golden star. There are many heals that you can use. But that is all, yeah, you need to look at it on the medical page, and you will get a hang of that very quickly after a while. But instead of using all this thing, what I usually do is I use a grizzly. Next to that, of course, when somebody completely shoots off your arm and it's blacked out, you need to fix it either with a CMS or a surf kit, and that's what I use, this surf kit here. It takes 3 slots and this one 4, so yeah, I'm using, out of my 9 secure things here, I'm using 7 slots already, but that is fine because it fixes everything. Instead of putting this thing here over in here, and it has 1800 units, so I can use it several times. If I want to replace this thing, then I have to put in a cheese. I have to put in something for light bleeds, so I need a bandage. I need to put in a tourniquet, so I need that fixes heavy bleeds in case I have a fracture. I need a splint, and I also need something for the pain. Yeah, then I need to use 5 things. But of course, yeah, these things are only 1 slot, so you can put them potentially in your pockets or so. That is always an option. Also, these things you very often find on the map, so you can always put it in your pockets if you find one. But just to start with, I just go with the grizzly, if you can get your hands on it. I think not much. Depends a bit on the version you buy probably, but I think I got 3 in my starter kit when I started playing. Now that I'm level 10, I can just go to the flea market and buy one of these things. Now if you go, for instance, to the flea market, once you are level 10, that will take you a while, but eventually you will get there. There are a few things you need to pay attention to though. First of all, these filters on top here, make sure you have nothing on there except for bartering offers and operational only. The Grizzly First Aid Kit, there it goes. It's available, what you want to click on that wheel here, and you want to make sure that the condition here is 100 to 100%. So you put the condition from 100 to 100, you click OK, and then it will give you everything available at this moment in time. Because there are some people out there who try to cheese you into it. They have like some used Grizzly kit and they put it on the market more or less for the same price, and it only has like 100 units left of the 1800 or something. And then you can just purchase it. If the first one doesn't go, then yeah, you try one of the next ones. So for about 20,000 you can buy one of these things. Once you have the flea market, the game becomes a bit easier in a way because you can get your hands on everything. You can also buy it from your dealers, but as you can see, there is no Grizzly kit in here. So that's probably on level 2 or level 3 with her. Once you have her upgraded, you can also buy it from her. And then it might be cheaper than on the flea market. At the moment they are selling it pretty low in price, because I think Therapist over here, I think she sells it for about 48,000 or something, once it is available on level 2. But yeah, it's the only way to get one of these kits. And next to that, you have 2 options of playing. So if you go back to the menu and you click on Escape from Tarkov, you will see Scav, Scavenger, or PMC, your personal main character. Your PMC, that is that guy that you see in your lobby, in your inventory, in your menu. So that is the guy, that's your guy. Whatever you give him, that's what he will walk into the map with. The Scav, on the other hand, then you play as one of the AIs. The benefit of that is that the other AI will not shoot you unless you shoot them. If you shoot them, then the whole map will be alerted and also the AI will shoot at you. But the benefit of this thing is it comes with random gear, and it's not your gear, so you can also not lose it. On your PMC, on the other hand, whatever you have on there and you die, somebody shoots you and you're dead, then you lose everything that you had on you. That is where the hardcore or immersion comes into play. A lot of people out there with some gear fear and stuff like that, because you need to see that you can survive a couple of times, because otherwise your money is going to go to all your gear and stuff like that. So those are things that you need to take in consideration. So when the scav is available, especially as a new player, always do your scav runs. Those are your money makers. You get some gear on him, like here he has a vest, maybe even a backpack. Then you can loot around on the map a little bit. There are certain areas on each of these maps where there is high player activity. As a new player, stay away from those places. Just loot some of the other boxes and buildings, and try to get as much as possible out of there. Try to extract and make it out, and then you can sell those things to your traders in the beginning, and once you have the flea market available, you can sell it to other players as well. And that is how you make your money, and then with that money you can buy some new guns and stuff like that. That is the idea of the game after all. Now, maps. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but also maps are not available in-game. Now, here I sort of have like, I put some pictures together. This is the overall map, and some of them are available. On others, as it says not available, they're still developing it. On the wiki page, you can find the maps. If you go to EFT maps, there you go. That will put you on the map wiki, sort of. It will show you this map, and then you will see some tabs with all these names here. So you can click on those maps, and then you, for instance, you get an overview, find pictures like this on there. This is the customs map, for instance. That was 12.7, I think. Meanwhile, it has expanded over here a little bit, so I have a second map here, but that's a bit less. I don't know. I find it harder to get the hang of this map when you look at this thing, but this is a bit more in depth with this whole new area over here, and then also you have here the dorms building. You have some sort of a layout of it over here on the top as well. That's why I'm using these two maps. But this map, that's what I started with when I started playing. That's why in the past videos that I did, or the past streams that I did, you will see that I'm mostly running around on customs. Also, at the beginning, you have these tasks with these different traders. A lot of these early tasks need to be done on the customs map. So how does this game work? It spawns you in on some site. Let's say you are spawning in on the west side. Then you will have certain extraction points on the east side here, and some of them will be for you. And the other way around as well. If you spawn in, you see all these blue arrows here. Those are all player spawns. That's where players potentially can spawn in. So if you spawn on the east side, you're going to have to extract somewhere on the west side, and the other way around. Some of these extractions have some requirements. Like for instance over here, dorms, that is like, there's a car there. You need to pay 7,000 rubles to be able to extract. You have in the middle here, in this building, you have ZB13 in the new area. You need a factory key to open the door there. And you need to, here in warehouse number 4, you need to put the power on first to be able to extract there. In some other maps you need a paracord or a red rebel pixel, an ice pick sort of, that you need to get. On some extractions you cannot have body armor, or you cannot have a backpack. Things like that you can find obviously on the wiki as well, on the maps there. On this map in particular on customs, there are always if you come from the east side, crossroads over here and trailer park over here are always open, no matter what. So if you have those 2 extractions, you will see they are always open. The other ones might have some question marks around it, and then you need to wait and see. The RUF, for instance, roadblock over here, there's a big spotlight above it. If that spotlight is on, you can extract there. If the spotlight is not on, you cannot extract there. Old gas station, there is some green smoke coming out of a barrel. If the smoke comes out of the barrel, you can extract. If not, you cannot extract. The green things over here, those are your extractions, I think as a PMC player. What I don't see on the map here, for instance, is like you have this fence over here on old gas station. If you play as a scav, the extraction is actually on the other side of the fence. And if you play as a PMC, the extraction is inside that building. You go into the cellar and there you can extract. Those are all things you will learn. This is the customs map overview of that. This is some sort of 3D print of the factory map, which is basically one big building. Factory, it has an underground and 2 floors on top as well. So yeah, over here, gate number 3 is always open. In the cellars and gate number 0, you need the factory exit key. The factory key, you need that key, otherwise you cannot extract. So if you don't have that key in the beginning and you play factory, you will only be able to extract on gate number 3. This is interchange, which more or less is a big shopping mall. And this is sort of the overview of the map. You have Emercon and railway, which is always open. You will have one of those 2, depending on where you spawn in. One of those 2 will be your extractions always. There are a few other ones. Power plant, you need to pay on a car again, you need to pay rubles. There is one where you can extract without a backpack and things like that. So yeah, you need to look on that wiki page map to see the specifics. You will always get an overview of the map, but you will also get the extraction points and see if it has any requirements. This is the labs. Labs is a map which is also developed, but you need a key card, a labs key card, to be able to play that. And that is a laboratorium 5 or 6 floors high, I think, more or less. It's also a bit of a high loot place, and that also makes it that sometimes, especially early after a wipe, a wipe is something that happens every few months. They put everybody back on level 1, sort of to put the player's level sort of equal again. Everything resets, also the quests, so you can learn the thing now, and then if there is a wipe again, then you can, with the experience you did in the next weeks and months, you sort of can play it again if you want. At one point the game is going to release, and then it probably will there be no wipe, but they're looking into it to sort of give you potentially 2 accounts or 2 characters, one which you can always keep on playing, or one which every 6 months or so wipes out and then gives you a bit of variety. But they're looking into that. I don't know what they're gonna do with it exactly. This is reserve, high loot map. You can find a lot of loot in here. Also means that sometimes matchmaking takes quite a bit of time if you want to get involved here. It's also a bit of a chess map. You have a white tower here, white knight, black knight, the king building. You have this area here where the trains, sort of train station, the K building they call it. You have white bishop, black bishop, and these chess symbols you will also find on the buildings itself when you're in the map. So that gives you this is also a pretty good map to learn from. And next to that, it shows you the keys that can be used on some of these buildings. Some of the doors are locked. You need certain keys, which you can find in jackets and so on the map. The military base. Then this is the shoreline. On the shoreline, of course, on the water. You have a pier over here. You have a gas station. The big place over here is the resort. Lots of loot all over the place, as you can see. As a new player, you probably want to stay away from the resort and just try to loot all the rest. If you spawn in the west, route to customs is always open. So you can potentially just follow the road and then you can extract there. If you spawn in on this side, you have the tunnel over here, which is always open. Then you have rock passage. I think you need a paracord there as well. So you need to check on the wiki page what the requirements are. Some of them you cannot just extract. Here they made a difference between red and green. The green ones are PMC if you play as a PMC, and the red ones are if you play as a scav. You might have different extraction points. All these maps, you can have this like, if you have a second or a third screen available, you can put it on there and then just play the map. You can play everything offline. Offline mode, you do not really level up. You don't get any XP or anything like that, but it's a good way to learn the maps and to practice. You can practice just by yourself. You just go on that map and you put everything off, and then you just run around by yourself. That gives you an idea to get acquainted with all these maps. Or you can put on the AI, then you will play against AI. You can also put on the bosses. Most of these maps have a boss, and those bosses usually have a few guards. They have good loot, but they of course also are pretty much sharpshooters. If you get into a fight with them, make sure you start shooting and never stop shooting until they are down, because otherwise you are down, pretty much. Some of them are pretty hard to get down. The AI in general in this game is not that bad, let's put it that way. And also the way they behave, they also loot, they also lean left and lean right, so you don't always see if it's an AI or another player. Sometimes it's hard to see the difference. You can only see it after the match, if you get shot by one of them, and if you can report him, then it was another player. If you cannot report him, then it was an AI, more or less. That's what it comes down to. That's for Shoreline. Now I'm quickly going over these maps, but I do not know them all myself that well. I'm pretty much familiar with customs, and I am also starting to get the hang of this map, which is Woods. This is a quick drawing that they made in the last couple of days, because this map has expanded with the last expansion, which was about the last patch, I should say, which was about a week and a half ago. So before it was only sort of the bottom part here, and now they expanded it 2.5 times. So we have some new towns over here. Yeah. So I've been running around a bit on Woods. More or less familiar with the map, especially if you stay around the roads. You can get a pretty good idea on that map. This is, for instance, that Jaeger thing here. That's where you need to pick up the message from Jaeger to unlock that trader. And this is the whole new area over here. I've been running around a bit already on those roads and on that map, to sort of try to get a hang of it. So that's what in the past couple of streams that you saw, I mainly have been playing customs, which I'm pretty okay with. I know where the loot places are and everything like that. And then Woods. I'm still not a super fan of interchange. I know there's quite some good loot there in that shopping mall, but I'm totally not familiar. I totally get lost in that shopping thing. So I'm gonna have to learn that a bit more offline before I can actually play it online. Shoreline, I'm more or less familiar with the map layout, not so much with where all the loot places are and stuff like that. So also that I need to get more in depth to. That was it for the maps, I think. Let me have a look. Was that the hideouts? Yeah, I showed you the hideout earlier. And then you need money for this, and you need parts for that, and this is sort of the hideout that that link that I posted there for the hideout. That sort of gives you this picture as well, and this is more or less all the things that you need to upgrade your hideout to the maximum which means most of your stations at level 3. You need 5 car batteries, you need 50 CPUs at one point, and things like that. It will all show you on this map. Overview, more or less, what you need on your hideout. Quest has been updated, I think. Let me see if I have the new picture already. Yeah, it has been updated on the 4th of January, so which is only like a couple of days ago. And these are all the things that you need during all those quests. So it starts with Prapor, who wants 2 shotguns, and Therapist, who wants 3 Salewas. And then you will have, you need 3 gas analyzers in Therapist. It's actually a 2 part. First she wants 1, and then you complete that, and you turn it in, and then she wants another 2. So it's 3 in total. And then she wants 4 morphines, which I think I already turned in as well. And then she wants 15 of these Tuchonkas, then she wants 4 car batteries, and so on. So these are all these different quests as they come by to eventually complete them. And also, some of these things are hidden behind a room, which is locked. Then you need the certain keys. It will also tell you on the bottom all the keys that you need, in this case for Therapist. And the same goes for all the other traders. Fence, that is if you go for Kappa at the end, if you want that Kappa container. You mainly need to hand over to him all kind of streamer items. Things that people have brought into the game. You have the Pestily mask, you have the Shroud mask, you have the Veritas guitar pick, you have the Summit 1G golden G-phone thing, and stuff like that. There are certain Fire Clean, that's from Clean. You have That Sloppy Beard Oil, I think, or something like that. You have Dr. Lupo's Beans, things like that. Some of those names might ring a bell to you. They have streamer items in the game, and you need to find them during the thing when you're looting, and eventually you need to hand over all of them to Fence. And all of them need to be found in raid, so it's not something, oh, I'll quickly buy it on the market. No. Everything needs to be found in raid over here. And that is sort of what you are all collecting for quests, for hideouts. And next to that, you just loot a bit, you shoot a bit, you do some things, and you die a lot, basically. That's more or less what it comes down to. If we look over here, I think I have some stuff up over here already. I have the Pestily mask. I have a can of Spratz. I'm not so sure where that's from. The mayonnaise is a jar of Devil Dog mayonnaise. I'm assuming that's from Devil Dog. We have Fire Clean. We have Mustache. It's from Sequisha. We have a new Smoke Balaclava. That's a new item that came in the game, but I don't think you have to hand it over for the quest already. This is recently added. The book. I'm not even sure. The Battered Antique book. Not even sure from which streamer this item is. So I have a few, but definitely not all of them yet. Other than that, I have an extra gas analyzer here. We have some tool sets. Respirators, we need a few as well for one of those quests. Ushankas. Some masks. One of those needs like 7 of these masks, and then a few of the other ones as well, I believe. Some gold chains, and then all that stuff that I have in that lucky junk box is more or less also for quests. We need 5 Marlboros, 5 Lucky Strikes, and 5 Winston cigarettes. You need fuel conditioners, you need propane, you need a car battery. I'm not on those quests yet, but I looked at that list, and you try to collect those things. But yeah, 196 spots in my lucky box here. It's already full, as you can see. We have some Christmas balls, but I think that thing is almost over. You have a Christmas tree over here, which you can unlock with 1 red, 1 silver, and 1 violet ball. I still haven't found the violet. I keep finding the silver and the red ones, and it also makes. And you need 10,000 rubles as well. and then you can construct that Christmas tree, and then you could, I believe you could make a weapon case or something on there, but yeah. It's not something we have to worry about, because I think it sort of goes along with the event that is going now with the drops, which is about 10 days. So one of the next days that Christmas tree more than likely will be gone, so it's not something I worry about of creating that. We just go with the normal stations. That Christmas tree is like only a couple of days during the year, and one of the next days it will be available, no longer available I should say. Workbench. Yeah, also here to do the crafts in your hideout, you need certain things. Like here, for instance, I could potentially make some power cord by using 2 plugs, 2 wires, and a blue tape, and then I could make some cords. But I don't necessarily need them, because I might have already. Either I'm blind or oh no, over here they are. I have 5 sitting here already, so I don't immediately need them. But I could potentially make them if I wanted to. Now, of course, if you want to go out as your PMC, that guy needs some stuff. You get some stuff on your starter's kit. So if you want to loot a lot, you can take a big backpack. If you want a rig, you can put a rig on. You have 2 different rigs. You have like a normal one like this, or you have an armored rig that will have some health points as well. So then you have more like an armor plate inside. You can take one of these and say, okay, I do a body armor. Or you can take one of the armored rigs, and then you don't need a body armor in a way. It's a combination that you can choose. If you unlock Jaeger, you also get a compass as a reward. That's a quest reward that you get. Or you can buy it for par, but I think it's like 200,000 rubles for a compass. Could you help you on a map like Woods, especially now that it's new, to sort of get you an idea, okay, where is north? You could use that compass. That compass is also something you never lose, and the same goes for your scabbard. That's sort of the same as your secure container. You never lose it. Then you have some other cases, like for instance a document case. What you can put in there, for instance, some keys. Like this thing is the factory key. You can go to factory. You can exit on as well in the cellars as on gate 0 with that key. In customs on ZB013, if you put the power on in warehouse 4, you can extract with this key in ZB13 as well. It has 50 uses, so you can use it 50 times, and then it is over. So let's have a look in general how it works. So we put on some vests and things. We'll just go offline to give you an idea on how the game works. What I'm going to do is I will put these keys in there. Then I can show you why you need to use the keys and all that kind of stuff. So you go to the main menu, you click on Escape from Tarkov. You can use Scav or PMC. We will just go as PMC, although we don't have any weapons at the moment. I can put something on. Wait a minute. We unload it. Then we have a magazine. Now we need some bullets. Put something in there. Also that, very important, these bullets. And then you have 30 bullets. That's all you have available. You can carry some extra magazines. Fill them up with some bullets. By right clicking you load ammo. If you have ammo sitting in your stash, it will automatically say, hey, you have so many of this and so many of that, and then you can put them in. And now we have 90 bullets available. Or you can just say, no, I'm just going to go in with a pistol and nothing else. That is also possible. Then you put some magazines with bullets in there for your pistol. Now we can unload this again. You can drag something, and by pressing R you can rotate it. That makes it fit here and there. You need to play a bit of Tetris in your stash here, because otherwise, as you can see, It fills up pretty quickly. We don't need a helmet either. We'll just go in with a pistol, gives you an idea. You go to menu, escape from Tarkov. So you go in as your PMC, you click on next, and then you choose a map. Let's choose customs, and then you can choose a time, either morning or evening. We'll go with the morning time, otherwise it's going to get dark, we don't see where we're going, that kind of stuff. And then here is where it goes. If you click next here, you are in an online raid and you only have a pistol. No helmet, nothing, because we only took a pistol. Or if you want to learn the map, you can enable the offline mode. You can choose the weather conditions if you want, random time. You can enable the PvE if you want. Then you have AI enemies. I would suggest put it as online then. You can enable the boss if you want. You can create a scav war between the bears and the U6 so that they also fight each other. You can be tagged and cursed, then everybody on that map is trying to chase you. Or you can just say, no, I enable the PvE. I just enable offline and that's it. Then we go next, and now nothing can happen because we are the only ones on the map. That's sort of what you have to do as a player. When you come in here the first time, you want to learn those maps. It will load the map, and we are the only ones there. So we don't have to worry about anything other than trying to learn this map. That's not gonna go, obviously, with one go. And especially if you have more PCs available or more screens available, even if it's on your phone or so, you can always load up the, or on tablet or something like that, you can always load up the wiki page. We'll see where we're spawned in. I will show you the map, where we are and what the idea is. As an example, we are offline. That is, oh, here we go. It's loading the loot and everything. Yeah, it can matchmaking. They have changed it. In the beginning, it was possible that you spawned in late. They have changed it now, so matchmaking can take a while because what it's gonna do, it's gonna matchmake the players together first. And once they have matchmaked everybody, that can take a few minutes, then they will start the map, and then everybody spawns in at the same time. In this time, customs, as you can see, you see the clock on the right top of the screen, 44 minutes. You have 44 minutes to extract. If you tap O once, it will show you the time, 44 minutes and 38. Once it's 10 minutes or below, it will show up constantly with in red. So then you know, okay, I only have 10 minutes to get out of here. If you double tap the O, then it will show you the extraction points. ZB1011, and then a bunch of them with question marks. We are on customs. If we look on the map, customs, I close down the picture. So where are we? I think we spawned in over here. This blue arrow over here, makeshift bridge. That is where we are now. We spawned in here, and that's why we have ZB1011 over here. It's always open. Old gas station was question mark. If the green smoke is on there, it will be open. ZB13 is over here in the new area. Then I need to bring up that other match over here. Those are all options. So, and then you can put this or this map, one of these two. You can put it on your second screen, and then you sort of know. We are here on the railroad to the port. That yellow arrow here, that's our spawn, and that is where we are at the moment. I think. Yep. This is the bridge on the river. The river is down below there. Over there you can see the RUAF roadblock, and as you can see from far, the spotlight is on. That means that that extraction is open as well. But it's not on our list, so it's not for us, it's for people that come from the other side of the map. They can extract there. You have down below there, you see that little boat over there. That is the smuggler's boat. If there's green smoke there, then it's also open. And then we are sort of, yeah, if you spawn in on that side of the river, there are like, I think 8 to 10 possible spawns in there. So you might already run into some other players there. That is also something you more or less have to take in consideration. Where do people spawn in? Other than that, there are certain things that you can loot. So you can go inside these buildings, check around. Like here, for instance, you just take it by pressing F by default, unless you have remapped your keybinds. So what we picked up now is some food. So you have your hydration over here. You can just by pressing the tab key, tabulator, you can come into the menu. And by pressing escape, you go back out. So this is some food. You can right click it and use it if you need it. We don't immediately need it yet. The right, that white over here, that's your energy. And the blue number is your hydration. So you need to eat and you need to drink as well. You need to keep an eye on that. To, of course, not die from starving or dehydration. So those are things that you can loot. Now what I'm running here now is sort of following the road. If you're online, that is not ideal, because 9 out of 10 you're gonna get snapped. Somebody's gonna snap you in your head or so if you run around in the. You can also go inside the buses. Like here, there's usually some drink here on the ground. There it is. So yeah, we already have drink and food, so we're good to go. We can potentially survive 45 minutes. Then there are these ground stashes, as they call them. You can throw them under the bar. Inside the container you might find some buckets. Also here and there in the ground, all these things you can be found on a map. You open that bucket and then you can see you can find all kind of stuff there. You can drag that over here and then you put it in your backpack, or you can just control left click and then it immediately goes in there. A weapon, you can control click, it will put it in your backpack. There you go. Or you can alt click and then it immediately puts it on your guy. Like these are sort of cigarettes that we don't need, so I just leave them be. You can of course pick them up and sell them to one of your traders. But you want to make as much profit as possible. So what you're looking for is something to eat and to drink. You're gonna have to use, if you stay on a map pretty long, you're gonna need to drink and eat. And other than that, you want to sort of make sure that this power supply, you need it for your hideout, one of those things. And other than that, you want to sort of loot everything which is like 10,000 rubles per slot. And that means you're gonna have to learn market prices and such. And then you know if it's something that's gonna be worth a lot or not. If it's not, you just leave it be. Like those cigarettes, there's no point in taking that. That's one sort of ground stash. Also on that map that I showed you earlier on the wiki, you will be able to find all these ground stashes are on that map with certain color. You have more of these buckets. Like I said, in this map customs I'm pretty much familiar with, so I know that in this tire is also one of those buckets. You need to learn these things, because yeah, you can see you can find bullets in there. Are that good bullets or not? Also something you need to learn, very important. Bullets are more important than the gun. You can have a really good gun, low recoil and everything you want. If you have piss pot bullets in there, you're not gonna shoot much. And now we have that secure container here. If I open my documents case, it's full of keys. But I can also, like this unknown key is not that important because you can find it on a dead body on this map, so you can always get it back. One of these document cases, they hold keys, but they also hold money, so you can put the money in there as well, and then you at least have some rubles that you bring out. Those are all potential options. If you find something really valuable, you can say like, oh, you know what, I can buy that grizzly on the flea market for like 20,000. I'll just put it there, and I put the PSU in here, which I can sell for 60,000. I make 60,000 profit. I can buy 3 of these grizzlies. It's also an option that you can do. Whatever you put in here, you bring out for sure, but make no mistake, you cannot put it on the market. So if you want to sell this thing on the market, you're gonna have to leave it in your backpack and try to extract. If you put it over here, you will not be able to sell it in on the market. But sometimes you need something for a quest or for a hideout, which is very valuable. You put it in there. You can always sell it to your traders, but not on the market, unless you put it in your backpack or your rig. So that's one sort of ground stash. And then you have some others which are hidden under a pile of leaves. Here, for instance, this one. Don't immediately see it till you arrive there. Yeah, these are things also part of learning the map. You need to know where they are, because you can find some good stuff in there. Here we go. Found some headsets. These sunglasses are not only cool looking or whatever, they also help you a little bit against a flash grenade or so. Might be a bit more resistant to it. Yeah, not that great bullets, but you can always keep them, sell them to your traders if you don't find anything better. The SMB, on the other hand, they are pretty good. Yeah, pineapple juice, we will drink it. You will see the energy go up, but also the hydration will go up. You can always right click on it and inspect it, and it will tell you what goes on. If you drink, for instance, this apple juice, hydration is 25 points, so that's the blue number, and energy goes up 5 points, which is the white number. The food, on the other hand, here, it gives you 70 energy, but it does not give you any hydration. Some of this food, like crackers or oatmeal, they're dry as hell. They're gonna make you lose a lot of hydration. So if you eat one of those things, then you're more than likely going to dehydrate, and then you also need something to drink. This is the dorms, another area. A lot of PvP action here. The boss can spawn here as well. If you do this online, we are playing offline now, sort of to show you the area. And this is more or less where all these keys come into place. You see all these room numbers. The blue ones are 2-story dorm, and the normal one are 3-story dorm. An overview of all those keys we also have somewhere. EFT keys. There we go. There you can find the page with the keys. Also there you will see tabs for the different maps. You can click on, for instance, customs. You will get an overview of all the keys available on this map. Some will have a save, some will have not. So let's see what we have. I don't have all of them yet. We have 104, 110, 114, 206 and the G desk available for the 2 dorms. So we'll have a look in there. The G desk is over here. So normally you will not be able, you can breach it. There's only one door here in that whole place that you can breach, I think. So we have to unlock it, so you need that key to unlock it. And what do you find in there? Some weapon crates. It might be parts, it might be a weapon itself. If there is something which you do not have found before, there we go, find a Mosin. Then it will have some question marks. You can, by your middle mouse button or by your mouse wheel, by clicking it, you can examine that. And then you know what it is. And then drag it, press R to rotate it. or you can just control click and then it will immediately put it in there. We have a rig, we have a backpack, so we can put everything on there. These things, bullets or grenades, you're gonna find in there. BP, BT, BP, okay, BT is pretty good. All things you need to learn. I will show you another chart later. This thing you can use to craft some things. Together with a fuse, you can make some grenades, I think. PP is not that great. Bullets, FMG is not that bad. Those are all things you need to learn. This thing is locked here, so we're gonna have to go around. Because we have the 104 key, and that is there. And that door has a safe. You can see the numbers on here. 101. This one is not numbered. 103, 105, 104. 105 also has a safe, but I don't have that key yet. I do have 104 though. Find some jackets. You can find some keys like the factory key or the customs, or some money as well, as you can see. Find some drinks sometimes, some food as well in these jackets. I thought this one had the safe. Have they changed it? A tool set, I think you need about 5 of those to upgrade your hideout and for quests and stuff like that. Measuring tape, not really, but we'll take it. So that's a toolbox. Some salmon. Also check these things, there might be some valuables on there. I thought 104 had a safe, apparently not. This one I can only breach because I do not have the key. We do have 110 and 114. One of those has also a save, I think. In the safe you find some valuables. 17, 18. Looks like a barricaded door, but it isn't. You find some drinks again, some stuff you can find in these duffel bags as well. Broken LCD. A plex, you need to for some crafts or something, I think. We lost some energy again, so we can just use eat this thing. For all this thing you get looting experience that makes you level up. Duct tape you need to make your hideout bigger as well. 110 is over here, I think. 110, 114, we have boat. This one has a save. This is all very easy now offline. If you run around, that's some Winston cigarettes I think we need. $114 is actually a quest key. You have that case over here. You need to grab it. It's one of therapist's quests, and you need to make it out with that thing. It also has a save. It has a computer where you can find some flash drives and things like that. A lot of rubles. Those you can put together up to 500,000. Not gonna find 500,000. We found 9,000 rubles already. CPU fan, definitely something you can use. The hard disk, for instance, one of your traders, you can trade this thing and you will get a backpack for it. If you do not have a backpack, you can always bring it along and trade it with one of your backpacks. Med cases, that's where you find medication. We don't immediately need that because we have a grizzly here with us. Yeah, you sort of check the whole place. Also in these sofas you can find some stuff. You can check all these rooms if you want. In online it's a bit different because then you might actually run into the boss and his guards here. It's one of the 3 spawns on this map. What else do you have? You can find some grenades in the boot of this car. Another food if you need it. Nothing. The other cars, they need a key, I think. You have some more keys that you can use. The most valuable key is at the end of the place here, but I don't have that one yet. See some candlelights here. This is the Mark's room, room 314 in 3 dorms. In there you can find some high valuable loot. You can find some med cases or other stuff in there. It's also yeah, you need to pretty much spawn in pretty close to this place if you have that key. Rush to it, get your stuff out of there. You can find some good guns in there and things like that. And sort of, yeah, you loot and you go over here. Yeah, you can sort of go this way. If you double tap I, in my case, because that's what I mapped it, you throw your backpack up there. You can jump up here. You take your backpack again. Then you don't have that much damage. If you jump up with the backpack, you might actually break your leg. Dorms VX X-File 2 question mark. If you arrive here, it says like, hey man, you can extract here, but you need 7,000 rubles. Now we found 9,000. We could potentially extract there if we want. You pay the guy. I think it takes about a minute though. So you're gonna have to sit around there somewhere. But we still have time. 25 minutes. So we'll show you some other extractions. Meanwhile, that jump was not that smooth as it looked like. You can see we have some issue here. So you can heal up again. You can do that with a cheese or an IFAC or a Saleva or a Grizzly. But it will cost you some units, obviously. Now, a bit of health lost on your legs. Yeah, it might run a bit slower, but not that much of a difference. Most importantly are the head and the thorax. If they are blacked out, especially the head, then you just die. You're gonna have blood loss and you will just sort of run empty. We'll have a look on the gas station. That is another place where the boss can spawn. Also here, yeah, they're all things that those ground stashes, for instance. I think there's one here as well. Here somewhere. There it is. This is one of the spots where the boss can be sitting though. So if you on an online smoothly come and check this place here, you might have some problems. In the ambulance there's a key spawn, I believe, so you can get a key there. You have this door here, quite some loot here. It wants to open. You have weapon parts in that box. You have a double back over here. Some other loose loot might be on the ground. For this one you need a key though. The gas station key. And that thing also has a safe. So we'll probably find some more money or some other valuables. The Veritas guitar pick is one of the things. Now let me check if that goes in a document or not. It actually does. So you can put it in a... so this is a found in raid Veritas guitar pick. One of the streamer's items. So that's... we're playing offline, so it doesn't matter. We're not going to bring anything of this out. If you play offline, this is just to learn the structure. Diary you also need for quests and stuff like that. So yeah, like in this case, we don't have room for it. Then we can, for instance, lose the PP bullets because they are not that great and take the diary with us. Or you can say diary, guitar pick, that's things that we need. They're quite expensive or valuable for us at least. Then you can make some changes. You can eat this, for instance. That will fill up your energy. Then we drink the apple juice. That will give us some hydration again as well. Then you can put the grizzly over there. You can take the diary over there, put the Veritas pick over there, and then we even have a spot open to do something else. This one is also a key, I think. There are some cash registers here that you can try to get some more money. I think there are 4 here. Yep. And then we have the factory area over there, or the construction area. Now you can do some maneuvers. Try to get on that pipe here. With our heavy backpack, we might not even make it. And then you can try to jump over that barbed wire and on that barrel there, and then try to jump over it. That's one option. Another option is a bit easier, but then you need the factory key again. Not only do you use it on factory, you also use it quite a lot on customs. It, for instance, opens this door. But you can use it 50 times. Yeah, this is one time. And you have to go out on the other side. You also find some weapon stuff here. There is some cabins that you can loot. You might find something in this couch as well. But you also need to get out here, so you have to use that factory key again. If you go straight, this door doesn't open, but there is one on the other side. Which you can open. Go left, and you see a switch there. That's the power switch. If you look on your thing, it will say ZB13, but you don't know if it's open. If you turn this power on, now you will see that X-File01 is in green. You just have put on the power, and now you can extract there potentially. Stuck behind the door. Also here in the corners all over the place, you can check it if you want. There is loot all over the place. It's not only outside, you can also inside can loot places. Go around again. So this is warehouse 4 on the map that we are where we put on the power. Now we can go back through that door. We have unlocked it. If you do not have that key, you can always try to jump on this car, jump on the toilet cabin, and jump over the barbed wire. That's a cheap way of getting over it. Now the fact that you hit that barbed wire, what you hear, other players hear as well, and AI hears as well. So if you hit that barbed wire, they actually might hear you. So that is giving away your position. Same story here, we have barbed wire here as well. But if you stay a bit on the right side here, you will not touch it. Construction area. That's the new part on the map that you only see on that second part of the custom map that I have there. I think they added this with 12.7 or 12.8 patch. This whole area here. But that's where ZB13 is, which is a new extraction. But you need to put on the power. Also here is one of the places where the boss and his guards can spawn though. I will just show you the exit. Also here this thing is full of loot all over the place. You have to check it, like here it's like random loot on the ground sometimes, in every corner. You have these stairs here, it's downstairs that we need to be, but we'll check a few places here first. Here are all these fences, you have jackets over here. LCD, working LCD, there's another one. That's all kind of stuff, weapon parts, med case, a weapon box, another weapon box, some food box. Yeah, this place is highly lootable. And this is only the bottom floor. On the top floor you have a bunch of weapons and other stuff. Bullets as well, you can find a lot here. Check these corners all over the place. Over here. There we go, BS. Pretty good bullets. You find them in some package, you can always right click and unlock them. BS, BT, BP, that's sort of like all top 5 for the 5.45 caliber. Check all these places here. Up here is another crate. Can be med case, can be food crates. This is a trade with one of the traders. A hose. Last couple of days these things were going for 100,000 rubles on the flea market. Because you needed a lot for... so yeah, then you can lose like some measuring tape and you just eat the Snickers. Put the screws over there. And then you can take the hose. Nails, bolts. Bolts are also going for like 60,000 or something. Nails you need for quest as well, so it's a matter of okay. Some of these bullets might not be worth that much, you throw them away. Nails we can put here, for instance. And the bolts you can also use if you want them. And then we're sort of, yeah, more or less full, unless we find some other backpack. You can maneuver a bit with backpacks. Here another toolbox as well. Yeah, this place is full of loot as well. So you loot and you loot until you're like, yeah. So you have no more room. And then eventually you just extract. Now this is all theoretically. There was no AI, there were no other players, so nobody's bothering us. We just explore the map more or less. Then you can go here. Over here, you need that factory key again. And the only way you extract here if the power is on, which you can see if you double tap O. It is possible if the X-File 01 is on green. That means that somebody put on the power. You don't always need to do it yourself. So if you check your... no matter if you come from the west or the east, this is sort of in the middle of the map. This extraction is always... If somebody put the power on in warehouse 4, this thing is open. And then you can just extract here. And that's sort of how it is. In theory. And then you survived. thumbs up, because that's the whole idea. It's a survival game. Like I said in the beginning, an immersive shooter-looter survival game. In this case, we were offline checking the map. Then, of course, you don't have to worry about any. Then you get an overview what you have done, what you have found. You get XP for this, for that, even for eating and drinking, and that's how you get your level. If you play as a PMC, you get your certain XP. It will be multiplied by times 1.5. If you play as a scav, I believe it's multiplied by 1.0. And then you just click next, and then you more or less go back to your menu screen, your inventory. Meanwhile, a message came in, more than likely. Now, if this was a real raid, then we come back here, and then we have everything that we were looted will be here, and then we need to bring it here. So that means that you need room over here. That's why you can put, for instance, like this big backpack. If I check in there, there's another backpack in there. This backpack is 4x5. Everything which is equally big or smaller can fit in there. So another backpack, another backpack, another backpack, another backpack. So you can save some room by putting similar backpacks inside each other. That saves you some room. And then, of course, other than that, we need to get our hands on boxes. These are the ammo boxes. You also have all kind of other boxes. I can show you. If I type in case on the flea market, gives you pretty much an idea. You have a grenade case. As you can see, 500,000 at the moment. These are people that, for instance, in the marks room in the dorms, they found the grenade case. They sell it on the market for 500,000 rubles. You can put in all your grenades there, because yeah, they all take quite a lot of space. Item case, nobody is selling that yet. Magazine case, 380,000. You can buy it from mechanic for 263,000 rubles. But that's only on level 2 or 3 or 4 when you have your trader mechanic on level 2, 3 or 4, whatever it is. So at this moment, people are selling it for 388,000, while you can just make it yourself in your hideout. Money case, 600,000 they are trying to sell it for. That saves all your money. I believe this one is also 7x7. So inside the money case, which is not that big, I think it's 2x2 or 2x3 or something in your inventory, but inside you can have 7x7, so you can put and each slot can hold 500,000. So if you have a lot of millions, you need some money case. A dog tag case, same story. It can hold, I think it's also 7x7. Does it tell you the size? Container size 100. Oh, it's even more than that. 10x10 probably. It holds dog tags if you shoot a player. You can pick up its dog tag and you can keep that. You need some of them for a quest. One of the quests needs like 7 USEC dog tags and 7 bear tag dog tags. Or you can just sell them to therapists. They sell for 360 rubles per level. So if you shoot a level 1 player, you get 360 rubles. If you shoot a level 10 player, you get 3,600 rubles. If you shoot a level 50 player, you get 18,000 rubles for it. If you sell the dog tag to a therapist. A thick weapon case can hold a lot of weapons, but people are selling it for ridiculous prices at the moment. And that is a normal thick case. This is a thick items case. Yeah, 14 million they are selling it for at the moment. But yeah, that can hold so many things in here. Med case, that is definitely something we can use. That's one of these things you can find in one of the marked rooms. For instance, RBVO in reserve. I think I saw Cloaksy yesterday found a med case there. Sometimes you also get these things as a reward from a certain quest. Pistol case, yeah, that's not that interesting. As you can see, they're selling it for not that high price. For the simple reason, I think you can only hold 6 pistols or 8 pistols, something like that. Weapon case, definitely. A Docs case, they're selling it for 240,000 at the moment. It's we have one of those where we hold our keys in for now. An ammo case, 125,000 rubles they want for it. Now, if you go to your dealers, you go to mechanic. For 5 blue gunpowders and 2 green blue gunpowders, you can trade it with him and he will give you an ammo case. These things you can find on the map. Loot them, trade them with him. Simple and easy. You have an ammo case. Or you can pay 125,000 rubles to buy it from another player on the flea market. That's why we are looting these things. Save your money. You can just trade it with him. On a higher level, 2 or 3 or 4, then you can probably just buy it as well. But at this moment he's level 1. Till I'm level 20, I cannot upgrade him. I spend enough money with him, 1.8 million. And we have enough trader mark with him, but we need to be level 20, so we need to get a few levels more before we can get him to level 2. So those are all things that you need to learn. You can always click on your dealers. They have filters as well. Because this is this now is a bad example because she doesn't sell that much. But like this guy, if you have it on level 4, that's like a long list of things that, but you can always filter a little bit. These, for instance, are the barter trades. This guy, for instance, if you find one of these Tetrises, you can change it for a Bitcoin. And then that Bitcoin you can sell to therapists. I think the price at the moment is about 480,000 rubles for one. It sort of fluctuates with the real life market. Beginning of the wipe, like a week and a half ago, I think I got one from a drop and I sold it for about 400,000. And I saw yesterday, I think it was on Anthony Kongpang's stream. He sold the Bitcoin to therapists for 480,000. So the price goes up and down depending on the real life market. So those are all trades. If you want this gun here, for instance, yeah, you need 5 DVDs. You can find them in computers. 5 of these purple UV lamps and 2 weapon parts. We already have 2 weapon parts apparently somewhere. Yep, I have 3 sitting here. And then a bunch of things in my loggy box as well. Most of these things are for, but like here, I already have the 2 green. I have only 1 blue. But for instance, the blue, I think I can make the blue. Probably in my workbench or so. Yep, there you go. For 5.45 PS bullets, 70 bullets, you very often find them on the maps. For 70 bullets, you can make a glue gunpowder in your workbench. So you make them yourself, you go to mechanic, you trade them together with those 2 greens that I have, and I have another ammo case in case I need one. For now, I'm fine. I already have 3 sitting here. This one is 360C caliber and pistols, almost empty. This one is sort of in order, the 5.45. 7N39 are the best, BS, BT, and then BP. Other than that, don't use anything. Even BP is already 762 for New Year's gift or something. They gave us like 900 of these BP, which is best bullet for that caliber. And then 45, what is that? 7.6251. You have M80, M61, M62, and M993. So that's the top. Sniper rifles, LPS, SNB, and 7N37. That's sort of the top 3 for those bullets, I think. Also that, here we are again, very important. On that page you can find all the different calibers, and then on each of these pages you can sort of make a top 5 or so, depending on, I have filtered on penetration, power and damage mostly, and then you sort of have that order. So the 7.62, 45, 54 that we had there for the snipers, Mosins, SV98 and the SVDs. The order is sort of 7N37, SNB, 7BT1, those are tracers, 7N1 and then LPS. I have some bunch of LPS sitting there, a few SNBs and a few 7N37s that I had. The other caliber, M993, M61, M62, M80, that should be. Why do I have 81 here? 762 BP, we had a lot of them. We got like, I think everybody got 900 from the New Year's gift from Battle Games. So yeah, that's the best bullets for that caliber. And then PS, and then the rest, yeah, you can sort of forget about. The 5.56, that's for some of the AKs, the M4, the TX15, it's M995, 855A1, 856A1, and then potentially, I've noticed that scabs are running around with M855 lately, but that's only the 4th bullet in that category though. It will kill, but it has less power than the other bullets. AKs you find a lot on the scabs as well. That's what we had there, 7N39, BS, BT, BP, sort of the order. So yeah, BP or so is at the least thing you should run around with. PP, because these are the top 5, but there are more. They have like US and HP, and yeah, just throw that away. Don't run around with that. You will not kill anything with it. And then here's some more specific things. For shotguns, it's mostly AP20. 9x19 is MP5, MP9s, SMGs, and the Glock pistols. PST, GH, I think you can buy from Papor level 1, one of your traders. So yeah, that's the best you can get, unless you find a P63 or a 7N31. 918, that's for the PM pistol, or for the PP91 Kedder. It's a PBM, PMM. There we sort of have a few of those as well. So yeah, but you can see, for instance, 762-25 DTT pistol, PST GGH is the best. But for the 919, that PST GGH is only the 3rd one in the category. So they might have the same name, different caliber. They are in different order on the gun chart, more or less. That's where you can find the ammunition thing. Have a look on it. If you don't know, that's why you have to bookmark that wiki page, because it's the most important page in this whole game. It does not have tutorials. You have to figure out everything yourself. By well, not only by yourself, because you also have a very great community in this game. You can watch some guides, for instance on YouTube. Pestily has 1001 guides. He has, for instance, the raid series, where you can go, if you watch those movies, he sort of goes from level 1 to level 40. Level 40, then you have all these traders on maximum level. And that sort of gives you a pretty good idea on what to do when. I believe on Monday he starts with the 3rd season of that raid series. So if you're new into the game, he's gonna post from Monday to Friday every day a video. You will find different episodes. Next to that, there are different people streaming this thing, and usually people in the chat are very helpful. If you have a question, you get answers. Other than that, yeah, we don't have a money case, so I bought from the dealers here. or I found it on the map, I don't know. You can buy this bank robber thing here. It's not super, but it saves you a few spots. It's 8 slots. You gain 2 with it. I put money in there. See, I don't have a money case yet. Dog tag case I also don't have, so I put them in there for now. Those are the ones that I could bring out at least. Yesterday I killed three guys in a raid, but I didn't have time to. I was playing as a scav. So if you play as a scav, you don't have your stuff with you, so you also don't have your secure container. So I only had a backpack or something. I put the dog tags in there. I killed 3 guys, and then towards the extract I got shot. Which also means that I lose those dog tags, obviously. Although I killed 3 guys. Because yeah, if you look overall, what do I have? 29 kills. So yeah, I forgot to pick up a few things here and there. I have 4 dog tags and I have 29 kills. Other than that, I mainly have been looting. These things, this TX-15, that was a drop. AKM was a New Year's gift. All the other stuff we more or less found by either on a scav or killing some guy. This Mosin here with the scope on it, I actually traded. That's a trade. You can, I think it's per pour. Barter items here, filter on barter items. You need 5 of these DD batteries and 8 of the AA batteries, and you can trade it in for a Mosin. And you find a lot of these batteries, so bring it along. And while we were doing this video, I got a message here, which more than likely is another drop of some sort. You can always check your messages. These are quest messages, or if there are drops or something, it's usually Prepor who sends it. If you sell something on the flea market, you're gonna get it back from Rackman. You're gonna get a message with the money, and then you have to click on receive all, and then you will collect your money. What was the last thing that we got from the drop? I think this thing that came in earlier, and also this rig here, which is a pretty good one. Lots of stuff that you, well, it's not armored, but it has lots of space to collect. So those are things, yeah, the drops are a bit crazy. It's also a bit double sometimes. For instance, this golden TT is a pistol that you can only find by killing the boss on customs, Reshala. He has a golden TT. If you kill him, you can pick it up. We got this from a drop, but this is not found in raid. One of the quests needs to have one of these things in raid. Yeah, this one cannot be used. So you can as well sell this or use it or whatever, because it's not found in raid. If it's found in raid, like for instance this Pestily mark, it has that white check mark on it, and that will means that the item is found in raid. If it has, I don't know if I have any of those yet. No, probably not, because at the, oh no, wait. This one here. Unfold. Why can't I unfold this? For some reason I can't unfold it. This one is also for the quest. We need to adjust it. If you have in your hideout, if you upgrade your workbench, then you also get the modding available. Then you can click on modding for a weapon, and then you can mod it the way you want it, or you can right click and click on edit preset, and then you can see all the parts that can go on there. And if you have the info thing here, if you open that, that gives you an idea of what the recoil is on that kind of stuff. This I'm sort of building now for the gunsmith. The mechanic has I think 16 different parts of gunsmith quests, and that sort of gets you familiar with the with modding weapons. In this case, I believe he needed ergonomics over 58, the sighting race over 300, the recoil needed to be less than 600. Those is vertical and horizontal added together. We have 560, something like that. And it needs to be over 3.5 kilograms as well. So that's where we are lacking here. So I cannot turn it in because it's not ready yet. I need to change the stock. And I can't buy that stock at the moment. I can buy the stock, but there is that PT lock or something that I need to find. And I need to get skier on level 2 to be able to get it. Unless I can find it on the flea market. I looked yesterday, I could not find it. Also that is Quaist. Do we have that yet? No, we haven't that. Exclamation mark EFT Quaist. There we go. That's the last link. That will bring you to the Quaist page. On the Quaist page you will see the names of all these dealers. You can click on one of them, you will get a whole list with all these quests and what you exactly need to do for all of these quests. We'll also give you an idea what you need to look for or what you need to keep in case you loot something or something like that. That is a long introduction onto this game. But yeah, and now I still haven't explained half of it. But it's just not, it's not only about shooting, and that is sort of why I did this video. It's also about loot, it's about ammunition, it's about medical. It's about all that kind of things. And learning the maps, of course. Let's see what we can make with it. We'll do one more run to stop this stream/video. We'll also transport it to my YouTube, I think. We'll go in as a scav. We should have a scav available, seeing we have not been doing anything. So we go in as a scav. If we die, we die. There's nothing we can lose. We can only gain from this one. Because this is not our man. This is a random guy. We go customs. Same map that we did in the afternoon. There we go. So now we're gonna get some random gear. Whatever that scav has on him. Benefit of that is it's not our gear. If we lose it, so be it. If we make it out with it, we can keep it. Or we can sell it, or at least it's ours. If you play as a scav, you might drop in later in the match. Normally customs is 45 minutes. We will see whatever it is. Now, if you run into other scavs, they are not gonna shoot you. Unless you shoot them. And if you shoot them, then also makes you tagged and cursed. And then every other scav on the map knows that you shot one of them. And they will also shoot you. So if you shoot one of the scavs, yeah, you also make them the whole faction enemies, more or less. Other than that, obviously, you're up against players as well. So the theory we sort of did. In the offline safe mode we also did. This is where the emotion comes in. This is where it becomes a bit more real. That's when we go play online. This time we did not check the offline mode, so we are online now. Passage between the rocks and railroad to Tarkov are our two exits. Other than that, we need to check what we have on our scav. We got some bandage and we got a splint. Nice. So we have no healing. We do have some water. And we have a flash drive, which is quite some money worth. Always check that you're on full auto. And you can also check the mag to see that we have PS. That's not that great. N39 BS BT BP and then PS. So this is like we have the fifth bullet. So the last thing we want to do is run into other players, because we probably will not take them down. If we do run into other players, Our only goal is to aim for the legs. It's our only shot. Wow. Well, this is a backpack trade potentially. Well, we got some more PS in case we need more bullets, and we got some buckshots. Yeah, that we will just sell if we make it out. Where do we have? Passage between the rocks. Can't even remember what was the other one. Oh yeah, railroad to Tarkov. Yeah, so we can choose. We're sort of dropped in the middle of the match, so that means we have one extraction on the east side and one extraction on the west side. Other than that, we have no sound because we don't have a headset, I think. Nope. We do have some body armor, but it's pretty quiet here. So it might be possible that some people already shot some fellow scavs. But it's also a possibility. You might find some dead bodies here and there which you can loot. You cannot carry everything, so some people leave some things behind sometimes. We heard some shot behind us, but that was more than likely in the dorms. Check for some bullets up here sometimes. There we go. What was that? Pretty quiet here, so we can loot a bit. PST GSH 980. Yeah, that's not that great. Diary, that's pretty okay. It's way too quiet here. Where are the scabs? There's one.
Чики-брики и в гамке. Башка болит. Бухать меньше надо.
It's an AI scab though, I think. Some people try to pretend to be we're gonna use that guy to loot here quickly. If he starts shooting, we know there's a player around. Okay, change of plans. Oh my god, man. Okay, we gotta see now. We're gonna drop this armor for now, I think. Unless I can get it fit in here. Can take this one here, put that one on. This is a level 4 armor, or even 5. AP20 are also the best bullets in that thing. We'll drink the Vita juice here. We have the scab behind us. We could take the chainlets. Let's have a look. We can drop these bullets. This is actually already, because of these trooper armors, weapon parts, this Xeno, flash drive, a diary, a chainlet. Yeah, this is good enough to get the hell out of here, basically. We always need to see this is good enough to get out of North. That's our cue to get out. try to get out. Because somebody shot somebody behind us. They still have to go. Fucking hell. Need medication, mate. Paracord, thank you very much. The problem is, we need to get the hell out of here. That's all not that important. They seem to be bugged out. What the fuck? I'm just gonna run out because I have no medication. I have nothing to heal. Normally I would at least take off the attachment of the other gun or take that gun, but I did not have time for that. My stomach was blacked out and my armor, my chest was also... the chest and the head, you can die if it goes to 0. It was not 0 yet, but my stomach was to 0, but we did have some water, so I immediately drank that. It says scav, but it was a player though, because otherwise he would never ever shot to us. But we got it out. Because we had that armor here. That saved us. So now you have to transfer that to the right. So you always need to make sure that you have room. You can fold that weapon though, which makes it a bit easier to fit in. But I'm not so sure I'm gonna get that other one in though. Let's put that vest over there for now. Did we have a room somewhere? Nope, we don't. So we're gonna have to play some Tetris here. Potentially get it in there. Takes 2 slots, okay. We're gonna have to do some puzzling. That's not that important. That scav vest is also not important. And that hard disk we can put here. You can keep the scav vest, you can keep the respirator, we'll take the knife as well. There we go. Scav vest you can keep. We click on next. But that's how it goes. Everything seems cool and fine, and suddenly there's like some player scav there sitting there waiting till somebody to extract where I need to go. Luckily for us, we just picked up that armor 4. Class 4. That saved us. This thing, now you can right click it and click on repair. You can almost fully repair it for about 10,000. For skier you even get a bit more repair, and mechanic even a bit more, but then you're gonna pay more. So you can repair it and then put it on the market. We'll see what it's worth. About 60,000-70,000. That is if it's 85 out of 85. This is a pretty cheap one actually. But you see also people selling like half broken for 70,000. Yeah, that's not gonna sell. So we could potentially repair it or just put it on the next time. We still have 70 health on it. And we have an SVD which we can sell and stuff like that. Grenades we can keep. We can put this on 6, on 5. You can, by hovering over it with your mouse and just press a button on your keyboard, you can shortcut it. So if you have it in your pocket and you run around, let's say you have a wound, light bleed which you need to stop, you can just press 6 and it will put the bandage on automatically. And the grenade, you press G to throw a grenade. So this thing we sell, this we sell as well. What is in here? You unload it. More PS. The magazine we can keep. This is all stuff that we're gonna sell. We keep the magazine. We're gonna need them later anyway. We're gonna have to craft some 60 mags. And we need 430 mags to be able to do that craft, so we keep those. DAP I might actually keep. We found some PST, or did we drop them? Found some PST GH. But that's not the 919, it's the 918, which is somewhere 4th or 5th, so we're just gonna sell them as well. Not sure where I put them though. These we will sell as well. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, it's this one. We put it in here. This one we'll keep. This one we will sell as well. The paracord, we need a few of those. Flash drive we will keep. Diary we will keep. Syringe. Chainlet we will just sell. Weapon parts. Do we have room for it? Yeah, potentially. There we go. That is empty, which means we put this one in there. Oh, come on, man. Then we have another backpack that we got. I think we need 10 of these paracords for one of the quests, I believe. This thing we'll unload as well and see what's in it. Some more PS. Don't need that, but we will keep the magazine. Let's see what is in there. You can inspect it, see what is in there. If there's something which might be some money. Oh, not immediately. We already have an AK-105 over here, so we don't need it. What I'm gonna do is disassemble it and sell the part separately. Brings out usually a little bit more money than when you sell the whole gun. The flash drive, the syringe. I think we have a bunch of those sitting already somewhere here. We'll sell that. The flash drive we will keep. Put the magnet over here. Flash drive over there. Magnet we put over there for now. We'll see. That chain lid I'm just gonna sell. Don't immediately need it. We'll sell those as well. Diary. I'm pretty sure we have that somewhere. I'm also pretty sure we need it somewhere. Oh, we had the big one here. See, no, I actually need to check. How many of these things we need? Respirator we already have 4. Okay, so we bring up the pictures again. That's why I have these things here. Normally I have this thing always like minimized. Then you can quickly look. Do we need it on the hideout somewhere? We need 3 of these xenons and 5 of the SHUS. So we indeed need it because I only have 2. So I need to keep it. That's simple and easy to check it. And then we know the next time we find it. You can bring it and then you can sell it. I don't know what it sells for. Always can right click it, filter by item. They don't even go that much, 26,000. But yeah, you can put it up for 26,777 and it might be sold. If some guy needs it exactly for his quest. Some people just buy it on the market. But yeah, people are obviously undercutting each other. Try to get the lowest price. Then your thing sells the fastest. Don't be too greedy. Better to make sure. Oh yeah. Respirators. How many of those things do we need? None for the hideout. But we need a few for the quest though. We need 4 for the quest. Over here from skiers. I don't immediately see any others. So in other words, this thing can go. These are all things I'm not bothering putting on the market. We need to trade with our guys as well. So the only thing we need to keep is the xenon. The hard disk. The hard disk is a trade, I think, with. No, he wants 2 dog tags for this backpack, Rackman. But if you go to skier or peacekeeper, who is it? Peacekeeper. 1 hard disk gives you a backpack. So if you don't have any backpacks, you can just give it to him. You say deal, and you have an extra backpack. Just by finding a simple hard disk. So that's it. SVD, let's have a look. It doesn't have a scope on it or anything, so this seems a pretty standard one. T46M. What's the caliber of this thing? 50. This is. It's using some piss bullets as well. I don't know, maybe Not immediately something you pick up from a scav. So he's running around with this. Although I think it was a player. Well, it was definitely a player, because otherwise if it was an AI scav he would not have shut up, because we were playing as a scav as well. But these are not good bullets. You can take out these parts if you want, and then check them on the flea market to see what they are worth, but yeah, we're just gonna disassemble it. SVDS. Nope, we're gonna check it again. Oh no, it's an SV98 that skier needs here. None of these guys for questing needs an SVDS. Which means it can go. I have another sniper sitting here, Mosin's SV98. I know we have to do something with that. The Vapor Hunters are pretty good as well. So what we're gonna do with this thing is disassemble it. Now you can check one by one. You can filter these things. Filter by item and see what they are worth on the market. Sometimes you might get a higher price. So this is all the things that we got from our scav raid. And some more things over here. Next time we go in, we can use this. It only has 30 health, but it's better than no armor. Or you can just say, no, I will sell it. We'll start with Peacekeeper, because we need 11,000. So what I'm going to do is sell everything to him. At least the things that he wants. You can sort. It gives you an idea, like you see over here, $172, $120. You can probably get more on the market if you translate it into $309 he gives for it. Per 126 ruble you get $1. So you sort of have to multiply this with 126, sort of to give you an idea what it's worth. So it's about 43,000. So I'm not gonna sell that to him yet. $386 we get. There we go. 223 more. 9.3. We need to get 11,000 dealing with Peacekeeper to get him to tier number 2 here, and then we can buy some more stuff from him or sell some more stuff to him. So that's that. Then we have this one, different traders. Normally clothing, and so you go to Ragman. Yeah, he gives $48,000 rubles for it, so he gives you more than Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper gave you like 43,000 if you convert it from dollars to rubles. So we just sell it to him. This blue one, as far as I know, you can only sell to maybe Skier. Nope, only Fence will sell it. I will buy it, I think. Unless Jaeger makes an exception. No, he doesn't. So you need to check your traders who gives the most. In this case, but this thing only goes to Fence, so we deal with that. That's the last guy you want to go to, because he's a bit of the rip-off guy, but he has like all kind of stuff which nobody else has. If you just need to for something, you can get it from him, but he will give you a low amount of money for it, and if you buy something from him, you're gonna have to pay a lot more than from the others. Medication and so, like the syringe. Yeah, Fence gave 1200 rubles for it. Therapist gives 1800 for it. The knife you can sell to Jaeger. He will sell it for about the brown ones for 3000, the grey ones for 2000. And what do we have here? Some pistol bullets. Nobody wants them, which is kind of strange. Oh, Propor wants them. Okay. So we got some stuff from it that we needed, like the diary. Let's see what that thing is worth. About 30,000. What else did we kept? These xenon things. 20,000 if you sell it on the market. But we need it. We need them for the quest. So what did we make from that run? 60,000 rubles and $600. And the dollars is about 72,000, so about 140,000 from a very short scav run we made. Because if you, this is about 70,000 rubles. Not that bad, eh? And it was not even our gear, so we couldn't lose anything. And the fact was, also our healing, nothing wrong with it, because it was not our guy, it was a scav run that we were running around with. The only thing I need to find now is find some room for this thing here. So we need to do some maneuvering. I'm gonna put the skull over there. I need somewhere 2 slots. That wiper thing here. Let's see if we can make it work. We're gonna have to bring some stuff down, I think. There we go. Where's our thing? Okay, disappeared. There we go. A bunch of things that we are collecting here, but we now know that we have these xenons because they take 3 slots. So if you find another one, we know they're only worth 20,000, which makes it about 6,000 per slot. That's not something you want to loot. And we know we need 3. We have 3. So if we run into that thing again, we can just leave it behind. Because there are more valuable things on the map. Those are the things that you learn as we go. These green things, on the other hand, we need 5. We only have 3. So if we run into those, we have to loot them. But yeah, to give you an idea, I have 1.6 million rubles. But if I check in the overall, the total cost of all items in my stash is 15.9 million, almost 16 million rubles. And those are trader prices. So that means that if I would sell everything that I have in my inventory to the traders, then I have 16 million rubles. And we have some space open here again. Everything is sorted. And like these paracords are found in raid, so that's good. Here's some part again that we missed because we had a gap there. That is also a problem. Now I need about $1,700 to upgrade him. I could potentially trade my rubles with him. You can see this thing here. But yeah, I need $1,700, so if I type in $1,700, I need to pay 214,000 rubles. And then I have enough to unlock level 2, potentially. What else you can do is, you have some tosses here, which you can pick up for like 8,000. So you can buy 10 of those and sell them to skier, and sell them to a peacekeeper, potentially. So you buy from one guy, which also means you do some business with him, because he's the next guy we need to, by the time we hit level 15, we need to have spent 800,000 with him to upgrade him to level 2. All things you have to take in consideration. And this was not even a super run, but we made about 150,000 of it. Could have made more if I would had some healing. I could have healed my my chest at least. Then I could have taken the SVD, or at least the parts of it, because we left some loot behind there now, because we had to run to the exit. Otherwise we would have died. I had some bandage and a splint, but I had nothing for healing. That is also a bit of the disadvantage if you run as a scav. And on the place where I was not immediately a medical bag. There is a medical bag on the garages in storage. Then I had to run there to find that med bag, which probably was already looted by the time we got there by some other player. We have some dollars here. Yeah, this is a bit of a annoying gap here. Always puts things in there that you can easily lose, but I don't really immediately have something to put there. Now if you come out, this was as a scav, so all pretty free and risk free. If you come out as a player, you might be damaged, which means you have to heal yourself. You can either use your healing, or you can immediately pay for your healing before you go back to this menu. And you might also lost some energy and some hydration. That's why you always need to have some food and water on the side as well, so that you can eat and drink before you go into the next raid. It doesn't have to be 100 here, but yeah, keep an eye on those numbers. But yeah, you have some things like the cola. Don't immediately drink that. Let's see what they're selling it for. No, it's kind of okay. It's like a little can of cola, 27,000 rubles. So that is because you need those things, I think, for a craft in your hideout. So don't drink these things. Just try to find some water and things like that. I have some more water here, but you need 4 bottles found in raid for a quest. So what you do is, in case you need them for quests and stuff, you need to find it out there on the map. The ones that do not have a check mark, those are the ones that you can use just to drink. And now you can, in theory, you can go back. We have another scav available. When you start playing, you have a scav available every 20 minutes. So you can do a run like we just did. Sort out your inventory and sell things and things like that. Before you know it, the 20 minutes are over and you can go again. Sometimes, yeah, you go in the map and you get killed very quickly. Then this thing might still have a timer of 15 minutes. Yeah. Then you can wait it out and you can go back in, or you can go as your PMC. But if you go as your PMC, then of course you need to put some gear on, pick up some weapons, or at least something. And if you don't know what to do, you always have your tasks to go through. Like here, I have a few running, as you can see. I need to kill 15 scabs on woods, 15 scab on customs. I need to find a secure case in customs. That's a problem. It's in the customs office. I do not have that key. I can probably pick it up on the market if I want to. I have found a lot of keys, but not the customs key. I found it once, but then I got shot and I didn't make it out with it. As a scav probably, because otherwise I would put the key in my case. Find a case with the device is 2-story dorms, room 206, as I shown in the offline. That's that case that we picked up there. We sort of have to do that in an online mode. But that's not going to go that smooth as in the offline, because it's a highly fought area, that dorms. Especially if the boss is around there. Find a hidden valuable cargo. You need the... it's also on customs. You need to find the body on the... in the bush on the URF roadblock. If you go a bit to the right, there's a bush and there's always a dead body, and that guy always has the unknown key. If you pick up that key, and then on the other side, on the construction area, that's a little cabin there that opens, and you will find something there. Same story as with the case with the device. You have to pick up that thing, but you also need to extract. If you don't extract with it, you have to do it again. But I already picked up that key, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's this key here, the unknown key. So that is, for instance, that's one of those quests. So you need to find that. Let's see. If I can show you on the map. So you have here, over here, you have the RUF roadblock. If you go around here, there's a bush here, and it says here on the map even body. Inside that bush is a dead body. That thing will have the unknown key. Then you have, once you have that key, you have to go over here to warehouse 4 shipping yard area, and you have that little cabin there, and that's where you need to use the key. And there will be a jacket on the ground, and inside that jacket you need to pick up something and extract with it, and then you can hand that thing over to I think it's to Skier, and then that quest is done, and then you will get another one. Over 200 quests I believe there are in total. This is what map is that? Patch 1.2. That is the customs map, but meanwhile we have this map area here, which is added to it. Here you can see unknown key, little lock here, and you need to find the over here on the body. You need to find that key to open it. And the other quest that I have is room 206. That's going to be a bit of a harder one to get. We also have some stuff to do on woods though. If you need foods and drinks on the new woods map, it's a pretty good one. So you could potentially go in there as a scav. But we'll leave it at this. Sort of trying to explain the basics 2 hours and a half later. And now we have this room here available. That's because we have some ammo. We have especially this one, the lucky scav box. You can buy it on the market, but they're asking about 2 million for it. Or you can craft it lavatory level 2 in your hideout. You can craft it. But you to be able to do so, you first need to make some magazine cases. Also in the lavatory. You need some bolts and scissor and some screw nuts and some other stuff. Then you can make a magazine case. You do that 3 times, and then you can use those 3 magazine cases to get this junk box. Because yeah, those things are savers. It's 4x4, 16 slots, but if you open it up, it's 14x14. So it actually holds 196 things inside those 16 slots. You can make another one, and then you have 2 of those sitting here. Not everything goes in, I've noticed. Like the sugar does not go in there. Some other things do not go in there. But most of the junk which you need for quests and hideout and so will go in there. So that's quite some room saver. I also need a med case so that I can put all these medications in there. I have them in... I have some Salevas over here. I have some IFAX and healing over here. I put them in some rigs, but it doesn't gain you that much. It's a rig is like in this case is 3x4, so it's 12 spots and you can hold 16. You can of course also put some things in a backpack. For instance, this mechanic thing here. It's 5x5, 25 slots, but it can hold 32 spots. So you gain 7 there. And this thing, yeah, it's even bigger. Backpacks are not, that mechanic is an exception, I think. Because this one is 5x7. If you open it up, it's also 5x7. Or 6x7. So yeah, you also gain. And these are exceptions because backpacks like this, they are 4x5. If you open them up, they are also 4x5. You don't gain anything by putting stuff in a backpack. But you can of course put the backpacks all inside. All these 4x5s you can put inside each other. So I have like maybe 10 backpacks sitting in this side, this one backpack. So that way you can save some room. But if you want to stuff away gear, and these are not even the best rigs, do you have better rigs as well, then you can put more stuff in there. So a rig is always a room saver as well if you don't have any cases yet. Like, yeah, we have the junk box, but that's the only thing we have. We have money cases, you have med cases, you have food cases, you have weapon cases. All these weapons can go in a weapon case, which is like, I think 3x5 or so for your inventory, but it can hold a bunch of weapons. Magazine cases, same story. Magazine case I can potentially make though. I can make that in my hideout. I don't know what we need for it. Lavatory, level 2, we have that thing. Yeah, the junk box needs 3 magazine cases, which you have to make. Scissors, which you can find or buy on the flea market once you have level 10. You have bolts, you need 6, and 3 of these kick tapes. But here, for instance, you need 1 kick tape and 4 30 round mags, and that will give you a 60 round mag. You need 3 of these 60 round mags for the next purport quest, for instance. So I could potentially already start making these things. White armor, yeah, that is like, not sure what the idea of that is. You need 2 aramid fiber clothes and 2 ripstop clothes, which you can find in Interchange or on some other maps. But you have in Interchange in the shopping mall, you have some clothing malls. You can find it there. But I don't immediately need that at this moment. We need to hand over one for the first quest to Skier, but I already found one on the map, so that's not something you can make. But some of these things are later on when we are level 3. But yeah, to get this lavatory to level 3, I need the water collector on level 2. So I first need to concentrate on that one. And then we need all this stuff to bring it to level 3. You can also enter that thing here, by the way, and just walk around if you want. At this moment it's a bit of a dumpster. But once everything is level 3, you sort of have like a sleeping corner here. You have a fully upgraded kitchen over here. Some other stuff. You have a Bitcoin farm over here, which is your money maker. And here, this thing eventually becomes a shooting range where you can test your weapons if you want. And everything of these workbenches also becomes bigger. Have some jackets here. You can also put on the lights if you want. But also that you need to unlock. So like for that one we needed a water collector on level 2. So then you need to go check your water collector and see what you need to do to upgrade that one. But then you need the workbench on level 2. So you have to go to the workbench first and stuff like that. But like this one is, you need the workbench on level 2. You need your Jaeger trader also on level 2. You need the skill attention on level 3. That's another thing. You have your skills over here, your perks sorta. By playing the game you level it up. Endurance, obviously by walking around. Especially overweight, I think you can upgrade that skill. Strength, by jumping and so, but also by throwing grenades and so you can upgrade that. Which I should start doing, because that thing needs to go to level 3 at least, I think, for... Health is level 4, we only need level 2 for the hideout, so it's not that important yet. Attention, we need level 3, we are sort of 2.5. But I'm not so sure what you need to do to upgrade that actually. Memory, you need level 8 to for a certain hideout task at the end. I think you can upgrade your memory by exiting on the same extract every time. You could potentially do that by going to factory and always exit gate number 3. And then you can upgrade your weapons. We mainly have been using assault rifle by the looks of it. A couple of SMGs, some pistols. Once or twice we use the sniper, but that goes all very slow though. You can master the weapon sorta. Surgery, you're gonna get by healing. Search level by looting, obviously. And then on the bottom you have crafting. Level 3, the more you craft, the higher that level will go. And then your hideout management. I've upgraded all my stations. At least to level 1. So my hideout management is level 7 at the moment. Not sure how high it goes, it keeps upgrading. And you want level 40 to have all your traders completely maxed out. And you do that by doing the quest mainly, because you always get XP. And then also by extracting obviously of the maps. I think at this moment the highest level is 70 that you can get. That's sort of the maximum level. There are some people who are trying to get there every wipe, but yeah, then there is a wipe again and everybody goes back to level 1. But some people do the quests for to get the Kappa case and stuff like that. That's what you do. So you always have a goal, do your tasks. Always have a goal for something. It's either a hideout or a quest, and next to that you just enjoy the game, have some fun, loot a bit, or go in as a chat and shoot everything that's running around on the map. You can play it at your own pace. I'm sort of mainly doing quests and looting at the moment, because we don't have the super gear to go into fight with anybody. Unless we find by mistake a really good armor, which we just did, and we put it on and we run into a guy like there. Yeah, he hit me in the chest, but my armor held his bullets, and then I shot him, more or less. Other than that, I'm checking here. Might have to make another junk box because this thing is going to be full again. At this moment we only have this to work with, which is like 1, 2, 3, 6 times 10, 60. And I have the Edge of Darkness edition, which means my stash is level 4. That means 10 by 68, 680 spots. If you buy a standard edition, it's 28 by 10, so that's 280 spots. That's 400 spots left. You can upgrade your stash, but I don't know exactly what the requirements are. But that's not gonna work, is it? We'll just check it, eh? Stash. Stash. If you buy the standard edition, you get a level 1 in the stash, obviously. If you buy the Left Behind edition, you get level 2. That means you get 380 slots available in the stash. Or, if you bought the standard edition, you can also upgrade it to level 2 by finding 1 hand drill, 4 W40s, 7 pack of screws, and you need to pay 3.5 million rubles to upgrade it to level 2. Level 3, you can do that by purchasing the Prepare for Escape edition, or you level up your traders, Prepare and Ragman to level 3, the heating level and the vents to level 2 in your hideout. You need to find 2 electric drills, 8 packs of screws, and pay 8.5 million rubles. Level 4, that is what we have. We got it by buying the Edge of Darkness edition. Or you can do generator, heating level, intelligence center, and workbench to level 3 in your hideout. Peacekeeper and Ragman to level 4. And you need to pay 150,000 euros. The euros, there's no way you're going to find 150,000 euros, so I'm assuming that at one moment, like now with Peacekeeper, we can do an exchange with dollars. One of these guys probably will have an exchange for euros as well. And then you have to earn a lot of rubles, and then you can change them for euros. I think to get your stash to level 4, the easiest way is to buy the Edge of Darkness edition, which also gives you a higher secure container as well, or a bigger one. Standard edition is stash is 280, Left Behind is 380, Prepare for Escape is 480, and the Edge of Darkness is 680. Next to that, you get some different starting gear. You might get some more heals, some more pistols or weapons or whatever, depending on the version that you buy. You can all find that on the website. And other than that, yeah, that's sort of how it goes. The basics. It took us 3 hours to try to explain the basics, and now we probably know about let's say 5 to 10% of the game. Because you have these different maps, these different looting spots. Now we just took a look on how all this menu stuff works, and we did an offline raid to learn the map in customs. That's what you do. And then we did one raid as a scav, where we made about somewhere about 150, 200,000 rubles, and we got some stuff like that xenon here that we need later on for quests or for hideout upgrades. And that's what this whole thing is sitting here to do as well. Like the fuel, what is that here for? That's because you need fuel to run your generator in your hideout. That's sort of how it goes. And we have some more space here now, because yesterday had some serious issues. Even if we had not even such a great scav run, I had no room to put it. So overnight I crafted the scav box, which is, that's although it's immediately full. I thought I would have some space open, but nope. Put everything in there and then it was still full. And then we still had some stuff. The masks cannot go in there, I've noticed. There are some other things, but like these streamer items, for instance, they go in the scav box, but I don't have. The respirators, they go in there, but I don't have enough room for it. The drill goes in there as well. The toolboxes the tool sets also go in there. So I'm probably going to have to make another one. So it's a bit of questing, going in the map, looting, shooting a bit. Next to that, hideout management, inventory management. And once you get some better quests going, then you will get some more boxes as well, like weapon cases and so, and then you can put all these weapons. We don't even have that many now because you can fold them though. You can fold your weapon. That brings it 2 slots smaller, so it saves you also some space if you need it. But not all of them are full. The AKs and so you can fold the RPK 16 as well. Some other things that you can fold. Sometimes you have to take out the stock in the magazine, then you can fold them as well. Some other weapons. Meanwhile, we have another message from Purport, so that's probably another drop. That a vector. The GL40 grenade launcher. Wow. Okay. Thank you, what's his name? Miss Magpie. I had her open tab on my second PC the whole time. Grenade launchers. No offers have been found. That thing, do we even have bullets for it? That's already the question. Nope. Probably Skier will sell some, maybe. Nope. Wow. Peacekeepers. Okay. I guess we need to upgrade somebody. Or either I'm blind, that's also possible. Somebody must have something to sell. That's an interesting one. Okay. Um, 12,000 rubles for 1 grenade. And that's probably not even the best one. We need our charge again. What is the best one? M41, M381 or M386. So this is only like the number 3. M381. They are going for 36,000 for one. Oh wow. And these are also going for about 36,000 for 1 grenade. So if we take that grenade launcher and we buy 10 of these things here, and yeah, these are all people that found them, because there's nobody selling like a bunch of them. It's like 1 grenade. They're all putting up 1 grenade. They found them here or there on the map and they put them up. So if you buy all these grenades available on the first page here, we're probably about 500,000 rubles lighter. But yeah, if you shoot one of these things, what's the blast radius on that thing? Bullet velocity 75 milliseconds. .40mm shot with a fragmentation grenade equipped with instantaneous fuse, which is cocked after the shot at a distance of 2-3 meters from the muzzle. So you need to make sure that you're not even too close to it either, or you blow up yourself. Yeah, well. Grenade launcher itself is not even 62,000 mechanic gives for it, and mechanics normally giving the most for weapons. 54 for skier. So the grenade launcher itself is not, but it's the grenades. If you want to buy them. Can you fold that, please? Okay. That fits in just fine there. Okay. A grenade launcher from the drop. Usually when I go to bed I go offline. Other than that I sort of had the I started with Pestily, 48 hours, then they switched to 24 hours Slush Puppy, I think. Then it was 24 hours Veritas, Ghost 366, Anton. Yesterday it was Boxy, today it is Miss Magpie. And tomorrow it'll be another streamer, 24 hours. And then on Friday it's everybody in this category will have drops. If you have your if you're streaming the game in the category Escape from Tarkov, you will have drops available from I think it is 11 AM European time. It's 1300 Moscow time, and it will be available for 24 hours. If it's the same rate as with the streamers event, then you get a drop every 3 to 4 hours. If you have a stream open, you cannot mute. You can mute a tab, but you cannot mute the stream. And make sure if you want to get drops, first of all, you need to make an account. So you come in, create a character, more or less. So you have to be in this menu, like let's one time log on, and then go to the website. Log on there with your profile and link your Escape from Tarkov profile to your Twitch account. And then you can get drops by just watching whoever it is that you want to watch. You can find the list of the streamer event on the website as well. I think, let's have a look. To finish it up, this whole info, website. If you go here, you click on the news, it might be a few pages down. Second page, New Year's event on Twitch. You scroll down, you see a bunch of dates. It's January 7th today. You find the list with people who will be streaming the game and have drops available for today. So that will be I think in about 4 hours, a little bit less, 3 hours 40 minutes, these people will have drops enabled. And then that's the last day of the streamers event. And then on January 8th, it's everybody in the Escape from Tarkov category. If you want to get drops now, it still will be the January 6th thing, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, Miss Magpie is over here. This is the one that I have open at the moment. She's doing a 24-hour stream, and then she's gonna send us over to one of these guys here, who will also be streaming for 24 hours. If you want to watch somebody else, you can find the list on the website. And on Friday, it will be everybody. I probably will be streaming somewhere from the afternoon. And I will go for, I don't know. As long as we have money, probably. But yeah, you do a scav run, you do a PMC run, try to get some quests done, you get some money from that. If you have a run like that, was not even a great run that we just did, we made 150,000 rubles. I played like that for 3-4 days. I had, I think, 2.7 million. Now I spent some money, for instance, to buy these things, like these stupid bolts. I couldn't find enough, I had to buy them on the market. They were like 60,000 for one. So yeah, and I needed 6 to make this thing, so that's already 360,000 for a couple of bolts, but yeah, it's worth the money. I think the whole thing costed me about 520,000 for the things that I need to buy on the flea market. But yeah, it's better than when you have to buy the junk box itself, because they are selling it for 2 million at the moment on the market. So it's better to make it in your hideout. That will be it, guys. Trying to explain the basics of Escape from Tarkov. It took us 3 hours, and I probably covered about 10%, but you get the idea of it. And we gave you some links for things which are kind of important. Hideout, medical, the maps, the keys, the ammunition, and the quests. If you start with those things, try to get the hang of that, then you're already quite a bit to go. Maps, of course, is important, but that you can learn in offline raids. That's the fastest way to do it. Is to go around. If you just stick on the wall, for instance on customs, you will always have like a wall somewhere behind you. If you just stick to the wall and always follow the wall, then you will run into all of these more or less, if you look at it like that. Customs. If you just follow the wall, you will see you pass crossroads, you pass railroad to the port, you pass smugglers' boats, snipers' roadblock, dorms. You pass on all these extraction points if you go all the way around the map. And you keep doing it till you arrive, let's say, if you spawn in on customs here, on the crossroads, custom big red area, that's like a big red building, can't miss it. So you can go around the whole map, and if you're back there, then you have done a run, and then you do it a few times, you get more or less a global overview in your head of the map. Because yeah, it looks easy if you look at here on your screen, but you don't have that screen while you're in game. So, but there are some points that you can. You have Big Red. You have the towers here. You have the gas station, the old gas station. You have the dorms. Those are things you start recognizing after a few runs, and then you have a pretty good idea where you are. And that sort of goes for all the other maps. Factory, that is a factory. You're gonna have to go inside there and have a look. The mall is probably one of the... you're more or less gonna have to learn that mall inside out, where every shop is. Also there, I'm not there, that's why I'm mainly playing Customs and Woods now, because that's the two maps that I'm sort of familiar with. Labs, I might have done it once offline, but you need a labs card to go in there to begin with. So yeah, I'm totally not familiar with that. That's also the map, especially early wipe, where there are some cheaters about. They shoot you through the wall from the other side of the map. This map, I have the global overview in my head, so how the layout of the map is. I don't know the names of the extractions yet. Like if I drop somewhere in a map and I see, okay, checkpoint fence, it's my checkpoint, I don't immediately know how to get there from where I am. So I definitely need this map open on another screen, trying to get out there. And then I also need to learn these keys. I have this one here, which is one of the marks rooms. I do have that one. But that's so far the only one that I have, I think, when it comes to keys for this map. I do have quite some keys, west wing and east wing, from the resort in Shoreline. So that might be maybe the next map that I start concentrating on. We have the cottages here. I do have the cottage safe key, which is inside the building, but the cottage itself is also the key. But you can buy a couple of keys if you want. This is also this map. I'm sort of familiar with it. As I stayed away from the resort, and I saw the rest. I kind of know layout wise, but I don't know the specific these numbers that you see here. As far as I know, those are ground stashes, loot drops, more or less. Either some bucket or some plank which is covered with leaves. I think that's what those numbers are, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the things that I, for instance, do not know. I know some of them, but not all of them. So this is probably the next map that I will concentrate to. I know how to get to the resort, but inside those buildings there are some high loot rooms. You need to know exactly where they are, and so that you, if you enter that building, immediately go in there. It's sort of like the dorms on the customs. Also here a bus can spawn here. The bus can spawn on the cottages, in the resort, or on the pier here. Sanitar is the name of the bus on this map. On interchange it's Killa, in customs it's Rochella. On woods it's Sturman. Factory doesn't have a bus. Labs doesn't have a bus. Here on woods it's Sturman. He can mostly spawn on the sawmill here in the middle, and also on the cottages over here now, I think. The abandoned town, new part of the map. He can spawn there as well now. He got an extra spawn. Let's see, that's Sturman. That's Sanitar. Over here we have Gluar, which is the boss. And he always spawns in with a couple of radars. Labs doesn't have a boss. Interchange is Killa. That is, yeah. If you see him, you better start shooting and never stop shooting. He's probably, yeah, Sturman is also not an easy one, but Sturman, you have lots of potential to snipe him from a rock or so far away. This guy, yeah, he hides somewhere inside the shop and it comes out of nowhere sometimes. Factory doesn't have a bus. Customs, Rashala, he can spawn either here on this new building with the ZB-13. He can spawn in the dorms, he can spawn in gas station, and potentially on the scav checkpoint over here on the right. Doesn't spawn there very often though. It's usually dorms, gas station, or over here in the construction area. And those are the buses so far. But yeah, these are sort of the pages that I took some pictures of it, made some documents of it, like the bullets. I didn't even bother with all the bullets, ammunition. I just wrote down the top 5 of each caliber, and then those are things you get a hang of pretty quickly though. Once you've used them a couple of times, you know, okay, this is a good bullet or this is a bad bullet. That's why we always, if we pick up a weapon with a scav or so, we always check what is in here. We did like what we with the last scav run that we did there. We had 545-39. And what was he running with? PS, I think. It's not even on this list. So it's like 6th or 7th in that. That's what the bullets that we get on our scabs there. I killed that guy that I ran into because I basically smashed his legs. But that was more because the other one was sleeping, I think. I suddenly saw him, so I immediately started shooting. That's what you need to do. Sometimes it's a matter of being the first, but if that guy had a better shot, I would have been dead before I can even take him down. But it is what it is. Escape from Tarkov. Once you start playing, even now I'm just explaining the basics of it, and we're like 3 hours and a half into it. Once you start playing, it's a very addictive game, especially if you, like myself, kind of like the whole combination of it, with the hideout and with the quests and shooting and looting, and it brings a lot of variation. But once you get into it, hours fly by, and it becomes a very addictive game. But I thought I'll do the basics today, and then tomorrow we will stream a bit more, and then on Friday we have drops the whole day, so I probably will stream the whole day then. As for now, thanks for watching. For those who see the video, might give you an idea what the game is about, at least, let's say 10 to 20% of it. All the rest is something you have to find out, including myself. I'm pretty noobish at this game, but we will get it eventually. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.